Well, I think this is probably going to be one of the hardest introductions I've done to any of Bob's videos in the old days or now his new DVDs. It's our second time at Tunbridge this year. We make a very, very worthy return to this super track where we know we've seen some fantastic racing over the years. And when I saw the entry for this meeting, I really was blown away. The meeting is titled the Lester Goodwin Memorial Meeting, and it really has brought riders from far afield. In the 500 sidecars, you could easily say that this is a European final. Riders have travelled from Holland, from Germany, come here to actually show tribute to the Goodwin family, who over the years have put so much into this sport. They really were the pioneers of bringing 500 sidecars to the UK, and I think it's tribute to them for all those thousands of miles that they've driven over the years, racing and competing strongly in that European class. We've backed it with the fact that the Goodwin family have put so much into our sport. Martin, of course, turned his hand to Speedway. Mel, of course, rode 500 sidecars as well. But if you look at the 500 lineup here today, there's riders that we thought we wouldn't see back on the track again. They've turned out. There's riders that are professional Speedway riders. They've turned up today. In the 1000cc sidecars, then you really got to say there's nobody missing. It promises to be some fantastic racing, and this track we know produces the best of what we know in the world of grass track racing. Who's going to do the winning? I really wouldn't want to predict it. It promises to be a fantastic, although emotionally charged day. There should be some superb racing.
Jason Bunyan with me now. Jason, you've been out there to practice. How did the practice go?
Yeah, different. It felt pretty good. Different to be on a grass track bike again after so long, but no, it's good. Looking forward to it. That
was going to be my next question, actually. It's been quite a time since you've actually ridden on the grass, hasn't it?
Yeah, it was all a bit sort of blurred at first, but now it was started to get me eyeing a bit, just make a slight change to the bike, that's all.
Track looks pretty quick out there.
Yeah, it's hard to... It's been that long since I've done it. I don't actually really know what to do, so I'm just going around, and until I get that first race under my belt, I'll see if I'm actually quick or slow. And then I'll just adjust as the day goes on. You know, it's more of a meeting for the memorial. You know, it's not about sort of us. So just put on a good show for the crowd. That's what it's about.
Turning to the Speedway, things going very well for the Isle of Wight at the moment.
Yeah, just starting to pick up now. So just got back up to number one. So I'll start keeping that position now. Just firing in some good scores like home and away for the last couple of meetings. So everything's just sort of coming on song now. So that's good.
Tremendous result for the team, beating Sheffield in the Knockout Cup. They're never an easy team to beat, particularly when it's an aggregate home and away meeting.
No, we knew we had our work cut out with that 14 points, but like anything's possible at the Isle of Wight. You know, we've got such a big home track advantage, and then we had a few decisions go against us with the referee, and then a few go with us. So it was, considering it was blind, it was all right.
If it's a success today, could this be the start of a return to the grass for Jason Bunyan, or are you just going to, as you said, do it because it's a memorial meeting?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure like what's happening. You know, like how long do I want to keep riding Speedway, let alone like grass track that just rattles your body to bits. You know, it's like I'm sort of getting on a bit now. It feels, and I've had that many crashes. It's like you sort of think, you know, how long do I keep doing it? But all the time I enjoy it, and everything's going good. You know, the Speedway just always seems to bring in that constant wage, and I'm not sure if I should really risk it to be doing grass track, but I really enjoy grass track, especially when I miss the gate.
Thanks, and we wish very best luck today.
No worries. See ya.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You know, he was a true champion, really, and if he could find a way of helping everybody else, then he would do. So, yeah, for me today, it is another meeting. However, it's 120% today, really.
And I think it's testimony too, Lester, to the fact that the Continental riders have come over here en bloc to race in his meeting, haven't they?
Absolutely. I mean, you know, he was probably... I wouldn't say better thought of abroad, but obviously his name and the way that he races and conducted himself, I mean, that, like you said, that's just Leicester through and through, really, and for those to turn out is a good mark of respect for him, really.
Thanks, Sam. With gentlemen, very best luck today.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure that most of you that know me know this is not the sort of announcements I like making, but indeed this afternoon we are here for one reason and one reason alone. It's to remember a great competitor who enjoyed a fantastic racing career, backed by a dedicated family that loved this sport. And indeed, his life was taken away from us so dramatically last year, and it seems ironic for me to say that it was only 9 months ago. No, we're not going to have a minute's silence to remember a life that was lived for full. We're going to have a race meeting that will celebrate the sport that all the family loves so much and put so much into. Ladies and gentlemen, if you could all join me, we will set the clock running. I would like you to show the biggest round of applause I've ever heard at a Grasstrack circuit for a life that was lived to the full. A life that I would say to you all has been lived to the full, and an afternoon's racing this afternoon to remember that. Before that, we have one small occasion that I now sadly have to announce to you. But supporting this sport, we rely on a lot of people doing work behind the scenes, and on the race day, we rely on a lot of people. On the start line, on the finish line, around the circuit, you'll see always volunteers known to us all as marshals. In the background, I quite often talk about the Grasstrack Riders and Supporters Association. Well, tragically, early on this year, we indeed lost a great stalwart to the sport. Alex Wayne had been marshalling an event for over 20 years, and indeed was right here at the start of the very first burn-up meeting. I ask you to join with me in applauding the marshals that will now be coming out from the pits.
We're down the circle. That side, Steve, go that side. Circle around it. Then go in the middle. Okay, in lads.
A man that supported the sport that we love so much, and the deed will be done with it. But as those marshals over there know that they've lost a friend and colleague,
Legs gently down.
his last wish has been granted. His ashes will remain here at this incredibly exciting ground, the public circuit.
Sorry. Come in the big circle of the flag if you can. That's it. Put the flag back in the middle. Put it in the middle. These guys just make a circle, put the flag back in the middle. More left, didn't I have? Yeah. Put in the middle. Keep going. Don wants to grab it, yeah. I think you should do it on one side. Finish it off. Anybody else want to go? All the masters up this end of the stand here. Over here. Yours. You all done? Everybody clean? Yeah, no, okay. You all okay?
From the Netherlands, it's number one in the programme, William Mathijssen and Nathalie Mathijssen. Riding number 2 this afternoon, from the UK, a very strong competitor, Chris Salisbury and Mike Tompkins. I knew they'd do this to me. I was expecting to see number 3, but he's gone 33 and he's disappeared. So we'll move to number 4. Also from the UK, Simon Baird and Mark Kearns. Riding outfit number 5, and great to see him still competing, is Tony Cook, and new passenger for this season, Emily Coghlan. It looks as if they've now answered the question I asked earlier. They're going to be riding number 6 this afternoon. Coming in very late today, George Penfold and George Colvin. Outfit number 7, from Great Britain, Barrie Bennett and Eifion Hughes. From the Netherlands, on GM Power, it's Wilfried Dennie Detz. Also on GM Power, also from England, Scott Dunn and Adam Young. Hopkins continuing, Nick Radley and Abi Radley. Another one of our reserves coming in at last minute, and I'm pleased to see that he's answered the question as well. He's going to be riding number 11. It's Mike Reed and Mark Thorpe. Well, like father, like son, following in the pursuit of 500cc sidecar racing, outfit number 12 is Wayne Reed and Craig Matthijssen. Outfit number 13 on Jauer GM Power from Germany, Lundstenmus and Thomas Sidson. Is that Germany in here? Outfit 14 this afternoon is from the UK, Paul Moorcock and Jon Cook. Another strong competitor from the Netherlands. I know that he's ridden here before. Watch this one this afternoon. It's number 15, Mark Detz and Linda Viskov. Outfit 16 and travelled many times across Europe with Lester for those many years of racing. Great to see from England, Shaun Harvey and Danny Hogg.
We're better reach
Outfit number 17, I'm very pleased to see a great exponent of this sport back here at Tunbridge, Karl Keil and Jasmin Staudacher. Outfit number 18, and that completes the lineup for this afternoon, I think. No, we've got 33 up there. We've got 18 is, of course, Trevor Steward and Darren Sargeant. That's it, a quick call to Dad. We need more mementos. Don't worry, Courtney, they're on their way. Is he allowed to run?
Now.
Well, I mentioned earlier that we've got our 2 reserves coming in and will be in the lineup for this afternoon. The new reserve, he's already got 19 on the bike, Gary Southgate and Laura Kerrison.
That was dazzling, that was, Gary.
And the last outfit in the 500cc Lester Goodwin Memorial event this afternoon, I mentioned the number change. Not number 3 in your programme, he's now number 33, Marco Hundsrucker and Alex Haskell. Who is? Oh, is it? No, I'm just told that's not Alex, it's Peter Schirmer, I'm told. My apologies. And between us, we'll get through this afternoon's racing, which I think you'll agree. You've seen the lineup, you've seen the competitors. We are in for a superb day's racing. And we start with race 1, the 1000cc sidecars, first heat. Well indeed, in the first race of the afternoon, 5 competitors only go. We just heard from the pits that there's engine trouble for Rick McCauley. He's had to withdraw from the meeting. So, 5 outfits only. As the pace goes, we get underway. Oh, Mark Simmons, I can see, has made a very good start. Paul Johnson's gone after him on the inside as he around that first turn, but it changes in second place, as indeed Miles Simmons gets away. Down that back straight and into the bottom turn they go. Paul Johnson closing up rapidly on our second place rider. As into this finishing straight they come. Miles Simmons leads from Colin Pardue and Daniel Seville in second place. Well, there's a quick change there in that third. I think it's Andy Gribble that's got through into third place as he looks to be flying down that back straight. and goes straight into second place as he gets into that top turn. Paul Johnson still sitting there in forward. Is Andy Gribble and Dave Williams that are holding second from Colin Pardew and Daniel Seville. But out in front, looking comfortable, Mark Simmons and Kevin Woodley. Oh, Paul Johnson starting to make a show now. Is he going to get that third place as he goes into that top bend? Oh, Mark Simmons still comfortably out in the lead. Andy Gribble still second to him. And that's Colin Pardew holding that third, but he's under a lot of pressure from Paul Johnson. Paul looking to go wide on that pit turn. He's lost the speed doing that. Picks it up again though. He's got a big run down that back straight. Can he get that third place on this, the last turn? As our first winner this afternoon is indeed outfit number 9, Mark Simmons and Kevin Woodley. So race 1 then, let's give the official result. This the first of the qualifying heats. A win for outfit number 9, that's Miles Simmons and Kevin Woodley. In second place, number 3, Andy Gribble and Dave Williams. In third place, number 16, Colin Pardew and Daniel Seville. In fourth place, number 8, Phil Sims, Gareth Bemister. In fifth place, number 7, Paul Johnson, and the winning time 1:32.41, 1:32.41. 56.21 they averaged. So race 2, and we've traditionally seen that the 1000cc sidecars normally come straight from the pit box over to this start line. One or two of them decided to go the long way round. Well, we're joined for the first time this afternoon on this start line for race 2 by reigning British Masters champions number 25 Colin Blackburn and Paul Whitelam, Jr. that is. Ray Westbrook joins them, Gary Jackson, Rob Wilson, Stefan Blythe and Mark Cosser. So Mark Cosser on this far outside gate. And he's got Steph Blythe on the inside, and then it's Colin Blackburn in gate 4. Rob Wilson's in gate 3. Oh, they get underway. Colin Blackburn has made a terrific start. Gary Jackson's off well from the inside, but it is Colin that gets into that first turn. Oh, Mark Cosser has closed right up from that outside gate. He's sitting in third place at the moment. Gary Jackson in second. Rob Wilson now through into third place. Closes right up on the back wheel of Gary Jackson in that top turn. Mark Cosser's not giving an inch though. He's staying with him. And Mark Cosser comes out very wide. Gary Jackson pushing Colin Blackburn hard. A terrific sidecar race this one as they 4 of them close up in the pit bend. Colin Blackburn hasn't got it all his own way as Mark Cosser's now getting up the inside of Gary Jackson. Gary Jackson tries to go wide and he's gone for that outside line round this top turn. Mark Cosser will see what's happening. He's kept it tight on the inside. He knows that Colin Blackburn will try and keep Gary out wide. He knows there's a gap on the inside and he's staying with it. Rob Wilson losing contention on those 3 at the moment with a great battle going on for first, second and third. Gary Jackson again tries an outside line. Mark Cosser knows that leaves a gap on the inside. And the 3 of them almost together in that top turn. Colin Blackburn holding a brilliant turn as he comes towards the checker flag. Gary Jackson has changed. He's quickly changed lines and tried to get through on the inside. Bit of kidology going on there for Gary Jackson as he goes up the back straight. This time he's much tighter. This time he's right on the back wheel of Colin Blackburn. So we'll be looking for Colin to drift wide on the exit of the bend and try and find a way through on the inside. That's exactly what he's doing. He comes to the line. It's going to be close. Colin gets it. Gary Jackson in second. Mark Cosser in third. And Rob Wilson in fourth. Terrific sidecar racing to start the day off. Race 2 only. Well, I think you'll agree that was a cracking sidecar race and we're only at race 2. A win, a brilliant ride from number 25, Colin Blackburn and Paul Whitelam Jr. In second place to them, number 23, he pushed him all the way, Gary Jackson and Carl Blythe. In third place, number 37, Mark Cosser and Tristan Winterburn. In fourth place, number 24, Rob Wilson and Terry Souters. In fifth place, number 17, Ray Westbrook and Tony Heath. Sixth place was 30 and the winning time was 1:31.86. 1:31.86. The average speed, 56.55. So race 3, and I think you'll start to see the level of competition we've got in the 1000cc sidecars this afternoon. No Matt Tyrrell unfortunately blown an engine in practice, so 5 outfits only go in this one. Starter moves away, up goes the tape. Who's made the best of it. We're looking to see them go into that first turn. Right on the inside, I think it's Roy Spreadbury that's got to the front. Rob and Gareth Winterburn close with them though as they go up that back straight. Richard Thomas is up in, he's now 4th place, but he's close for 3rd. Gets 3rd as he goes into that top turn. But it is Rob and Gareth Winterburn that have got away as they come down past us. Roy Spreadbury in 2nd. Richard Thomas sitting there in 3rd now as they close up in that pit bend. Oh, Rob Winterburn had a great ride at Astra last weekend. He looked very, very quick on that big circuit at Astra. Wonder if he can keep it going this week as he comes round off that top turn. Richard Thomas looks to have got the better of that top turn as he's found a way through on the inside of Roy Spreadbury. Will Offham and Andy Woods are the riders in 4th place at the moment. But as we look to the front, it is Rob Winterburn and Gareth Winterburn that are setting the pace. Richard Thomas trying to close the gap from that 2nd place. It's the last lap for them this time as they come round. And Rob Winterburn looks to be quick. Oh, both Roy Spreadbury and Will Offham going very, very wide, almost joining us here in the commentary box. They sort things out going into that pit bend as we look to the far side once again. And into the last turn. This completes race 3 as they come off that top turn. And it's going to be a win for outfit number 48. That's Rob and Gareth Winterburn, but no it isn't. Well, indeed, I thought they hesitated in the middle of that bend. You could see that they slowed dramatically as they come over the finishing line. It was a change of first place to number 60, Richard Thomas and Phil Stoneman. In 2nd place, number 48, Rob and Gareth Winterburn. We understand it was a back tyre that had punctured just before they finished. And in 3rd place, number 43, Roy Spreadbury and Gareth Little. 4th place, 80, Will Offham and Andy Woods. And in 5th place, number 88, Jamie Bree, Ben Whitelam. 131.83, 131.83, 56.56. So 60, 48, 43, 80 and 88. 131.83, 56.56. But we continue with the racing. We move to race 4 and it's the last of the first leg rides for 1000cc competitors. A chance to see in action the winner of the very first meeting here this year. That was back in April when Paul Whitelam had a fantastic start in the final and was never caught. He goes in this one, he goes from gate 1. He's up against a strong competition though, because he's got Pete Colvin next to him, then Tony Penfold, then John Hiscock, then Mark Warren, and right on the outside, Ryan Partridge. Up go the pace and they get underway, and it is Paul Whitelam from the inside. John Hiscock's made a good start and Mark Warren has gone well on the outside. So Mark Warren it is, drops into 3rd place. John Hiscock in front of him in 2nd, but out in front is the very, very quick Paul Whitelam and Alan Elliott. Off that top turn they come. This was the sort of speed they had on when they won back here in April. John Hiscock trying to stay with them. Mark Warren still in 3rd, Ryan Partridge in 4th. Well, as we look across the far side, you can only look and see why they're going so well. Paul Whitelam into that top bend really has got the speed on. Comes down past us for the second time, comfortably leading. John Hiscock and Simon Beanie still sitting there in that second place. They're more or less on their own in that position. They've got a big gap between them and Paul Whitelam, and a comfortable gap between them and third place Mark Warren. One more lap to go then before Whitelam to start with his first win of the afternoon as he goes round that pit turn. Looks very comfortable indeed, can pick his line. He might even on this last lap just try a few different lines to see where he can get grip, where he might not be able to. Build some experience for the heats to come as he comes off that top turn. First time out this afternoon, it's going to be a very convincing win for outfit number 92, Paul Whitelam and Alan Elliott. Second place, number 184, John Hiscock and Simon Beanie. So race 4 in your programme, and a very convincing win first time out for outfit number 92, Paul Whitelam and Alan Elliott. In second place, number 184, John Hiscock and Simon Beanie. Third place is 306, Mark Warren and Steve Henderson. Fourth place, number 514, Ryan Partridge and Anthony Grant. Fifth place, 99. Sixth place, 125. The winning time is 129.08, 129.08, 58.31, the average speed. So a very quick last qualifying leg. We now know we've had wins for Miles Simmons, for Colin Blackburn, for Richard Thomas and for Paul Whitelam. Well, just two very quick lap practice for one of our 500cc sidecar competitors. That's Shaun Harvey. They tell me from the pits that he's just fitted a new engine. So Shaun Harvey and Danny Hogg with new engine out for a couple of laps practice. That certainly looks quick enough, doesn't it? And it's my first opportunity this afternoon to hand over to my commentator, that of course is Colin Martin. Colin, we move to the 500 solos for the very first time.
And if you look at race number 7, the place of Jamie Rogers will be taken by Stuart Mears. We don't quite know why Jamie isn't here this afternoon. Various phone calls have gone out to Jamie, but they haven't been answered, so he's not here this afternoon. But we look forward to race number 5 first, the first heat of the 500 solos. Matt Evans on the inside, Mitch Coghlan next to him, then Paul Derrick, then Dave Mears, then Gareth Hickmott, then we've got Martin Williams, number 20 Roman Stanek, and right on the outside is number 16 Tim Nose. So away they go, and Martin's going to make a good start on the outside. Tim Nose, they can move round the outside. Mitch Coghlan cuts back through on the inside line. Stanek goes back round the outside to go through in the second place. There's no please going the back straight for the first time as Stanek in second. Coghlan is in third, Martin Williams in fourth. That's the top four as they stream out of that pits corner. Tim Nose using every inch of track on that pits corner. He's leading from Stanek in second place. Coghlan in third, Williams in four, Hickmott in five, Mears in six, Derrick in seven, Evington in eight. That's the eight as they stream down the back straight once again. It's Tim Nove still in the march in this first heat of the 500 solos. Mitch Coghlan now hunting down Stanek, looking for that second place position. Again Tim Nove really wide, gets a drive on the exit from that pits corner, leads number in two then from Stanek in second. Coghlan definitely getting closer in third. It's Williams holding four, Hickmott in five, Mears in six, Derrick in seven, Evington in eight. They go to the back straight once again. The main action is for that second and third place position. Still Tim Nove in tremendous form at the front. He leads on to lap four, and Stanek looks behind him. He's got Coghlan 5 or 6 lengths behind in third place. Williams has got four. It's Hickmott in five, Mears in six, Derrick in seven, Evington still in eight. That's the eight. They stream down the back straight for the one more time in the first heat of 500 solo action. That spectacular wide style again of Tim Nobes exiting that pits corner. Tim Nobes gets the winning ride. Second place goes to Roman Stanek. Third Mitch Coghlan. Fourth Martin Williams. 5 Gareth Hickmott. 6 goes to Dave Mears. 7 Paul Derrick. 8th place Matt Etherington. The result then of race number 5, first heat of the 500 solos. The win for number 16 Tim Nobes. Second number 20 Roman Stanek. And third number 9 Mitch Coghlan. 7, 15, 19, 117 and 18. 1 minute 20.71, 1 minute 20.71, 64.36 the average speed, 64.36 the average speed. We move on then to race number 6, and the first on this afternoon is the reigning Masters champion coming into gate number 1. Dirk Fabrique will have gate 2, Vince Kinchin 3, Joe Screen, Edward Kennett, good to see Edward having a race on the grass this afternoon. Adam Filmer, Daniel Gifford and Richard Smith. The riders we're looking for then for this heat number 6. Just waiting for Vince Kinchin to settle there on the inside of Dirk Fabrique on the outside. Coming to line in for race 6. Smith making a cracking start. Dirk Fabrique making a move round the outside. Smith gets the corner first. Fabrique going round the outside line. Glenn Phillips has made the best of starts. He's stuck through into that third place position. Fabrique gets round the edge of Smith to lead into the pits corner. Smith comes again back up the inside. Super action between these two. They both gone wide. Glenn Phillips trying to cut back through on the inside line. As Fabrique leads it, Phillips has gone for the second. Smith in third. That's the top three. They go down the back straight once again. Joe Screen's gone through on the inside to go through into fourth place, and Vince Kinchin followed him into that fifth place position. Fabrique clear then from Phillips in second. That's the top two as they race into that pits corner once again. Fabrique is the leader. It's still Phillips trying to close the gap in second. Smith has got the third. Screen to four. Kinchin is in 5. That's the top 5 of the race. Down the back straight once again then. Start to spread a little bit in the second heat of the 500 solos as Dirk Fabrique well clear going into that pits corner once again. Still Glenn Phillips trying to close the gap in second place. But that's that back. 3 main winners. Fabrique leads it from Phillips in second. It's Smith in third. Screen is in 4. Kinchin closing down in 5. Dan Gifford in 6. That's the top 6. Quite a way back then to runners 23 and 24 as we see Fabrique in that pits corner for the Pummel time in race number 6. It's Dirk Fabrique gets the running line. Second place goes to Glenn Phillips. Richard Smith gets the third. Vince Kinchin in 4. Joe Screen in 5. Followed by number 28 just coasting across the line there. That is Dan Gifford, then Adam Filmer, and finally rider number 23, Edward Kennett. The result then of race number 6 to win for number 5, Dirk Fabrique. Second number 1, Glenn Phillips. And third, number 33, Richard Smith. 8, 17, 28, 24, and 23. 1 minute 21.31, 1 minute 21.31, 63.88, 63.88, not quite so quick as Tim Nobes in the first heat of 500 solos. Race 7 then, the one change, it is Stuart Mears riding at number 71, not Jamie Rogers. Interesting, Shaun Harvey in action. It's been a long time since Shaun, of course, rode on the Grasstrack. Has been riding with Kingsland in the Premier League this year. A few last minute words of advice to all the riders settling on the line for race number 26. Jason Bunyan, the last one to complete this Ireland then. Moving the main master, Karl Keil has made a good start. And Lee's going into that top corner. Somebody on the shoulder of Thomas Cooper. They go down the back straight for the first. Quite a bit of changing and passing and repassing for abreast. Going down the back straight for the first time then. Again, they bunch up going into that pits corner, pick the leader as they come into view for the first time. 5 abreast going into that pits corner, and as they come by it the first time, someone's taking it really wide. It is Shaun Harvey from Jason Bunyan there in second place. Thomas Cooper's gone for the 9. Robert Bowman is in 4th place. They go to the back straight once again. Tasty still leads it. Bunyan's hunted him down there in second place. Bowman is scrapping it out with Cooper for 3rd and 4th places. That's the top 4 as they roar into that pits corner once again. Tasty again taking the wide line. Bunyan hunted him down in second place. It's Bowman in 3rd with Cooper in 4. Charlie Saunders in 5. That's the top 5 of the race in the back straight. Once again the top 5 starting to get away from the other 3. Well, looks as Shaun Tasty got bright from. He's looking down at the front. That's allowed Jason Bunyan to go through on the inside. Tasty again trying to get back round the outside. He's got the power going again. He's back up to Bunyan now as they move it on to 4. Bunyan leads it, and Tasty in second place. Bowman has got a 3rd, and Tasty's got bright problems again up on that top corner. He's still just about hanging on to that second place position. That's allowed Bunyan to get away at the front. Tasty grimly hanging on the second. Bunyan hunted him down to go go through into that second position as Jason Bunyan comes to the win, race number 7. Berman picks up the second place. Tasty just gets across the line from Cooper, followed by Charlie Saunders. And number 25, Ronnie Steedman. And 71, Stuart Mears. Result then on race number 7, a win for number 26, Jason Bunyan. Second, number 29, Robert Bowman. And third, number 6, Sean Tacey. 153, 14, 25, 71 and 27. 1 minute 24.13, 1 minute 24.13, 61.74 miles per hour, 61.74. Over the gym then for the first leg of the 500 sidecars, what this meeting is all about.
Well, thanks, Colvin. Indeed, a fantastic start to the 500cc solo event. I was fascinated last night when I was speaking to Jason Bunyan. How long was it that you've raced on a circuit like this? He estimated about 6-7 years. Talking to Sean Tacey this morning, he was saying it was 2001 that he last rode here. Both of them in spectacular form. Great to see them back again. As we now turn our attention to race 8, it's the first of the 500cc sidecars. We see out for the very first time this afternoon European champions William and Nathalie Mathijssen. Alongside them in gate 2 is Chris Salisbury and Mike Tompkins. Riding number 33 this afternoon is Marco Hundsrucker. Simon Baird, Tony Cook and Patrick Metzger make up the lineup as they get underway. Oh, the Titans have made a very good start on the inside when there's all sorts of problems on that first turn. Oh, quickly the red flags are up and the riders will be brought to a halt. As they went into that first corner, it was Patrick Metzger that was coming round the outside that is the fallen crew on that top turn. Come to the line, and it seems ironic really that we're saying this is the first time these outfits are out on the circuit this afternoon. Right on the inside, the Dutch crew of William and Nathalie Mathijssen. Can anybody stay with them in this first race? Great to see. Outfit number 33, that's Marco Hundsrucker and Alex Hurstcorn. Oh, they get underway, and into that first turn you can see that William Mathijssen has made a good start on the inside. He just nudges in front as he goes into that first turn. Oh, down the back straight they go for the very first time. Simon Baird is the rider up in second place at the moment. So the first of the Brits in that second place. But William and Nathalie Mathijssen away fast as they go. Marco Hundsrucker it is that's in third place at the moment. And Simon Baird still sitting there in second. But William Mathijssen, been racing for many, many years. A lot of titles already won by this pairing. No changes further down the field. Tony Cook, number 5 there, sitting in fourth place at the moment. Looks to just about have won that battle from him and Chris Salisbury. As we see the last lap being prepared, you can see that William and Nathalie Mathijssen have been here before. They know this circuit. There are very, very quick clearings. Simon Baird and Mark Kearns can do nothing about it at the moment. And the only gap I can see slightly closing is that from second to third as Marco Hundsrucker tries to get close to Simon Baird. But as the checkered flag is prepared, this is the first result of the first leg rides of the 500 sidecars. Won by William and Nathalie Mathijssen, Simon Baird in second, and Marco Hundsrucker finishing in third. So race 8 in your programme, the first of the 500cc sidecars, won in very convincing form by number 1, William and Nathalie Mathijssen. In second place, number 4 is Simon Baird and Mark Kearns. In third place, number 33, Marco Hundsrucker and Alex Herskell. In fourth place, number 5 is Tony Cook and Emily Coghlan. Fifth place, number 2, and no sixth finisher there, the winning time, 1:32.22, 1:32.22, 56.33, the average speed. So we turn over the page and we move to race 9 in your programme. The change to your programme for race 9 is there's no Sven Holstein. His place being taken by Mike Reed and Mark Hopkins. They ride as number 11 and indeed are already on the start line in gate 5. Wayne Reed on the outside of them. At the moment we have no Scott Dunn. We should have all 6 outfits. I can see Scott just coming from the pits now. Right on the inside, Barrie Bennett on grade 1. Next to him, Wilfried Dennie Detz. We've just been informed from the pits there's problems for Scott Dunn's machinery. He's borrowed outfit number 19 as they get underway. From the inside, it's Wilfried Dennie Detz that gets to the front, or is it? I can see coming around the outside of him is Nick Radley and Abi Radley. They've got to the front as they go down the back straight. So Nick Radley, following on from a great ride last weekend down at Swingfield. They looked in absolutely tremendous form to take the final down there, and they look to be in that sort of shape once again as they fly past me. It is still Wilfried Dennie and Dennie Detz that sit there in second. Wayne Reed is close though in that third place, and Wayne Reed getting closer and closer as he comes around that top turn. Problems for Wayne Reed though. The hand went up in the air, and again the hand goes in the air. He's dropping back through the field, so there's problems for Wayne Reed, but no problems at all for Nick and Abi Radley as they get away. Wilfried Dennie still there in second. It now means that Scott Dunn has moved up into third place, so Scott Dunn has got the fight in that third spot. Mike Reed is close to him and Barrie Bennett close to him as well. Those three almost together as they went round that top turn. But as we look to the pit bend, and we'll see the last lap flag for them this time in race 9, it's a very convincing lead for Nick and Abi Radley. Wilfried Dennie and Dennie Detz still there in second. Scott Dunn certainly has got closer as he comes into that top turn, but it's a big ask as they go down the back straight for the last time. One more pit bend to go as the checker flag is made ready. It's going to be a very convincing win, and a very pleasing win, I'm sure, for the pit crew for outfit number 10, Nick and Abi Radley. So race 9 out for the very first time. The outfit number 10, Nick Radley and Abi Radley, they take first place. In second place, number 8, Wilfried Dennie and Dennie Detz. Third place, number 11, that's a change in your programme. That's actually Mike Reed and Mark Hopkins. In fourth place, number 7, Barrie Bennett and Eifion Hughes. In fifth place, number 12, with problems, Wayne Reed and Craig Matthijssen. 1:32.41 was the winning time, 1:32.41, 56.21 they averaged. We move quickly to race 10, and this the last of the first leg rides. And there is a printing error that I was told during the presentation of mementos, that outfit number 13 is actually Stinus Lund, not Lund Stinus as we've got in the programme. So Stinus Lund, passengered by Thomas Nielson, and the country of origin, Denmark. We've got it in your programme as Germany. Braking from the start, right on the inside. I can see number 13 making his way through, but as they brake going down the back straight, I'll sort out for you who that is that's got the lead. They have a chance to look over their shoulder. Oh, picking up, that is number 17 in your programme, Karl Keil. Oh, I should have known that really, shouldn't I? Chasing after him, Shaun Harvey and Danny Hogg. You remember, came out for a bit of late practice. They're on a brand new engine as they go down the back straight, chasing after the legendary Karl Keil and Jasmin Staudacher. They come off that pit bend. Karl Keil looks his old self as indeed he comes past me for the second time. Shaun Harvey and Danny Hogg trying to stay with them. There's a big gap between that second and third place, but at the moment Shaun Harvey not making any impression on Karl Keil. One more lap to go for Karl. He's making a very wide circuit of this, but he's very quick. I think Shaun Harvey is conscious of that. Shaun's got very close this time. You can see the different lines that these two outfits are taking. I'm sure Shaun will try again. He knows that Karl is very quick, but he certainly is taking a very wide line. Shaun Harvey again tries to keep it tighter, but Karl does enough. Win for Karl Keil first time out. Second to him, Shaun Harvey. Trevor Steward finishes in third place. Race 10 then, concluding the first leg rides for the 500 sidecars. A win for number 17, Karl Keil and Jasmin Staudacher. In second place, number 16, Shaun Harvey and Danny Hogg. Third place, number 18, Trevor Steward and Darren Sargeant. Fourth place, number 14, Paul Moorcock and Jon Cook. Fifth place was taken by 15. Sixth place, 13. The winning time was 1:31.38 and the average speed 56.84. Well, indeed, obviously, because of the force break we had earlier on, we're very conscious of time. If I could put a message across to the sidecar crews, it's not helping things that you take so long to get to the start line. You can come straight across the centre green from the pits, straight across the middle and to this start line. We want to keep things going. It's been already decided that due to the time on the clock, we will be cutting things to 3 qualifying rides. We want those big finals at the end of the day. We've got to get through this qualifying first of all to find out who it is that goes in the B and A finals. These riders, of course, have been out for races already, and that didn't look to be a very fair start. Well, certainly Miles Simmons wouldn't agree that it was a very fair start. Had that little false start. Of course, I've had a chance to recheck what they did in their first rides, and absolutely ironically, I can't remember this ever happening before, that all 4 of the leg winners, I'm sure a lot of you have spotted this already, all 4 of them are actually in this first heat of the second leg. Right on the inside, getting a win first time out is Richard Thomas. Miles Simmons is riding number 9, he's in grid 3. Well, obviously discussions going on the start line. I think the clerk of the course wants to penalise outfit number 9. But to concur what I was saying there, number 92 for Whitelam and Alan Elliott. They of course had a win first time out. They're on grid 4. Well, I think the discussion is that the clerk of the course wants Miles Simmons to go back 15 metres. He's deemed as being the cause of the restart. Well, Richard Thomas waits patiently on that start line. Colin Blackburn leaving his passenger to make sure that he gets lined up correctly on gate 2. So Colin Blackburn and Paul Whitelam making their way to the start line. Phil Sims right on the outside, looking over his shoulder. What's happening with Miles Simmons? Well, he's going to be held by the starter back 15 metres, deemed as being the cause of the restart. Oh, we look for the tapes to go up, away they go, Miles is underway, he's got ground to make up. Richard Thomas on the inside gets shut out going into that first turn. It looks to me like Colin Blackburn has got away, but Paul Whitelam is on the outside of him. All sorts of problems for Richard Thomas in that third place coming out of that first bend, but all eyes I'm sure on the first two that have got into that second bend as Colin Blackburn leads from Paul Whitelam in second. Paul Whitelam looking for the inside and Paul Whitelam goes through. Terrific speed from Paul Whitelam off that top turn as he come down past us. He found a gap on the inside and he's taken full advantage of it. Colin Blackburn tries to stay with him, but Paul Whitelam and Nathalie look absolutely superb this afternoon as they come off that top turn. Colin Blackburn has no answer to them. Richard Thomas is certainly getting closer to Colin Blackburn. Miles Simmons has made up a tremendous amount of ground. He's got himself in contention in that fourth place. Remember, these were the four that had wins first time out as they go down the back straight, watching to see the battle for that second place. Richard Thomas closing up all the time. Miles Simmons closing all the time. While all that's happening for that second, third and fourth, you can see that Paul Whitelam has made the best of it and he races away down that back straight. He really does look to have the machinery in control. Problems for Richard Thomas. He slowed coming out of that pit turn. He's got things going again, but he's lost a place. Paul Whitelam makes it 2 out of 2. Colin Blackburn in second, Miles Simmons in third, and Richard Thomas is going to lose another place as well, as we saw Phil Sims come through and take fourth place. So, race 11, we start with the second leg for the 1000cc sidecars, and a tremendous win for outfit number 92, making it 2 out of 2. Paul Whitelam and Nathalie. In second place, number 25, Colin Blackburn and Paul Whitelam. In third place, number 9, Miles Simmons and Kevin Woodley. In fourth place, number 8, Phil Sims and Gareth Bemister. In fifth place, number 60, Richard Thomas and Phil Stoneman. 129.63, 129.63, 57.95. So already the sidecars out to the line for race 12 in your programme. So we've seen all four of the first leg winners. Andy Gribble goes in this one. He had a second first time out. And in fact, looking closest to him, Roy Spreadbury had a third first time out. Mark Warren had a third first time out. Oh, they get underway. And Mark Warren it is that's made the best of the starts from the outside. Or indeed, Roy Spreadbury, I should say, who was in that gate 6. He's got himself to the front, powers down that back straight. As they really sort themselves out going into this top turn for the second corner. You can see that 80 Will Often is in there in the inside. It's all getting very, very close. Ray Westbrook has gone very, very wide. I think he's lost ground to other crews on the inside of him as they come round that pit turn for the second time. Roy Spreadbury still away. Now we can see that we've got a new outfit in the second gate. Second position, in fact, in race 12. That's Andy Gribble. And Andy Gribble and Dave Williams, who had a second first time out. They looked really in second, almost doing the same as Richard Thomas did in the earlier race. That back wheel starts spinning and it starts trying to get in front of the front wheel coming out of the bend. But they've got it back under control. They're getting closer and closer and closer to Roy Spreadbury. Will Often still there in that third place, but all eyes, I'm sure, on that first and second. Oh, will Andy Gribble be able to do it? He goes down the back straight, chasing after Roy Spreadbury, who's had the early lead. And comes off that bottom bend. Andy Gribble's tried the outside line. It's a quick line. You can see that it's going to be close to the line. Oh, Roy Spreadbury, I think, just about hung on to it. And I'll wait for official confirmation, but that was very, very close on the line. Big gamble from Andy Gribble. A long way round. So, Roy Spreadbury making the best of that one. It was race 12. Let's give you the official result. A win for outfit number 43, Roy Spreadbury and Garth Little. In second place, number 3, Andy Gribble and Dave Williams. In third place, number 80, Will Offham and Andy Wood. In fourth place, number 17, Ray Westbrook and Tony Heath. Fifth place was 306, Mark Warren and Steve Henderson. And sixth place, number 30. 133.50 was the winning time. 133.50, 55.55 the average speed. So with the races now cut down to 3 qualifying legs, so much more importance being put on every single ride. As they line up for race 13, we see Paul Johnson out for the second time. He had problems in his first ride, so he needs to make up ground. Rob Wilson, he finished 4th in his first ride. Mark Costner had a third first time out. No Jamie Bree, I don't think. No, in fact, no Jamie Bree. Pete Colvin, Jon Hiscock. Jon Hiscock, who had a second first time out, gets a very good start on the inside. Rob Wilson's made a slightly better one though and cuts across in that pit bend. And it is Rob Wilson that gets away going down the back straight. Jon Hiscock in second, but he's under pressure from Paul Johnson. Into that top bend we go for the first time. Paul Johnson now coming under pressure from Mark Cosser. Rob Wilson gets away. Jon Hiscock in second. Paul Johnson in third and Mark Cosser in fourth at the moment. That's how it sits. But as we watch them go round that pit bend and up the back straight again, Mark Cosser looking to make a challenge on Paul Johnson. Oh, off that top bend. I'm watching what's happening in that third and fourth place because Rob Wilson has got away, unaware of the action that's going on behind him. Paul Johnson trying to find a way through to get into second. Mark Cosser desperately trying to get that third place from him. And Mark Cosser has stayed wide on that bottom turn. The both of them go after Jon Hiscock. We've got 3 outfits together in that top turn. Mark Cosser's gone a long way round. May have made the best of it. He has indeed made the best of it. Mark Cosser gets all the way around 2 of them and gets himself into second place. Jon Hiscock hangs on to that third place at the moment, and Paul Johnson is trying everything he possibly can. As he's quick out of that bottom turn, he comes up the inside of Jon Hiscock, and he's got his third back again as he drops into that third place. Jon Hiscock forced to go wide. Rob Wilson gets a good win. Mark Cosser in second is going to be close for third, but I think Jon Hiscock just got it. So race 13, and indeed a cracking sidecar race once again. A win for outfit number 24. He more or less got away from all the trouble. It was Rob Wilson and Terry Saunders. In second place, number 37, Mark Cosser and Tristan Winterburn. In third place, number 184, Jon Hiscock and Simon Beanie. In fourth place, number 7, Paul Johnson and Russell Little. And in fifth place, number 99, Pete Colvin and Steve Colvin. 129.94 was the winning time, 129.94, 57.75, and a very quick apology there. I was informed earlier that it's not Simon Beanie riding for Jon Hiscock, it's Ben Goddard this afternoon. So we move to race 14, the last of the second leg rides for 1000cc sidecars. We've got no Matt Tyrrell, he blew his engine up in practice. Well, in fact, I was just checking then to see whether we got Rob and Gareth Winterburn. You might remember it was Rob and Gareth that were leading in their first ride and then got collected by Jamie Bree. So he's not coming out. Tony Penfold I can see. Ryan Partridge I can see, and Harry Jackson. now bits only going in this one. The pace go up, they get underway. Gary Jackson's made a very quick one. There's problems for Tony Penfold on the line, but Ryan Partridge gets to the front as they go into that first turn. Gary Jackson goes round the outside. He's on a quick, fast line. Up the back straight he goes, and Gary Jackson slots himself into the lead as he goes into that top corner for the first time. Almost putting it sideways in the middle of the bend. He recovers well, and Gary Jackson and Carl Blythe go down past me, leading from Ryan Partridge and Anthony Grant. A long way back. We've then got Tony Penfold and Carl Bell, who lost machinery power on the start line. This really is all about Gary Jackson making sure of maximum points. He had a second first time out, so with now the qualification cut down to 3 rides only, it will mean that they've got to score well in all 3 to get a chance of going straight into that A final. There is the second chance then of going into the B final, but winning it, you will get the last place in the A final. So 1 more lap to go for Gary Jackson to get maximum points from this one. And as Gary Jackson comes in to the checkered flag this time. Gary Jackson takes maximum points. Ryan Partridge gets second. And we wait a while for Tony Penfold to come round and pick up that third place. So, 3 numbers only go into the result of race 14. It starts with number 23, that's Gary Jackson and Carl Blythe. They take maximum points, as followed home in second by 514 Ryan Partridge and Anthony Grant. In third place, number 125, Tony Penfold and Carl Bell. The winning time was 131.83, 131.83, 56.56 they average, as we now move to race 15. Over to you, Colin, for the second leg of the 500 solo.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Thank you very much, Chairman. A promising race 15 coming up, because we've got Tim Nose has won his first ride, the quickest time of the day so far. Glenn Phillips a second place, Roman Stanek a second place, Mitch Coghlan picked up a third place. So some very competitive riders in race number 15, the start of the second leg of the 500 solos. Charlie Saunders run on the outside. We've got Glenn Phillips next to him, Marcus Ely next to him, then Mitch Coghlan moving into the inside rider. Starts with the crucial, away they go, and Glenn Phillips has made a cracking start. Tim Nose has made the best of start. Mitch Coghlan in the thick of the action. Charlie Saunders making a big burst round the outside of that top corner. They go in the back straight for the first time. It's Glenn Phillips who leads, from Charlie Saunders in second, Mitch Coghlan in third, Tim Nose back in fourth place and making a big move, but Tim Nose drops it on the entry. Somebody's laid the bike down. 2 riders go down in that top corner. We may well have red flags out as Glenn Phillips leads into that top corner. Red flags are out. Red flags are out. Tim Nose dropped it, trying to get through on the inside. The rider in about 5th position collected Tim on the entry to that pits corner. So drama indeed in race number 15. Tim, who won his first race in very quick time, completely missed the start of the race and was trying to dive through for get a third place. He went in the corner 4th, and he came down, and the rider in 5th place had nowhere to go but collect Tim and his machine on that pitch bend. So Jason Bunyan winning first to him on gate 1. It's Gareth Hickmott next to him on gate 2, then Sean Tacey gate 3, Adam Filmer gate 4, Stuart Mears gate 5, Vince Kinchin gate 6, and Matt Etherington right on the outside in gate number 8. Just waiting for Jason Bunyan to come into line to fill that number 2 gate position for this race. Number 16. And Vince getting that too far from the outside. Jason Bunyan going with him. Sean Tacey's in 3rd place. Bowman has gone through into that 3rd place as Bunyan leads going in the top corner for the first time. Vince Kinchin making a move around the outside, but Bunyan leads going into the pits corner on the opening up. We've got right down upon the top corner. Red flags out again. Red flags red again upon that top corner as Vince Kinchin's the leader, but the red flags are out already. Looks as if Jason Bunyan's coming out on the machine of Tim Nobes for this rerun of race number 16. He's and that's number 29, that's Robert Bowman, has now got machine problems as well. So delay again before we get this race 16 away at the second time of asking. Looks as if Robert Bowman will be a non-starter for race number 16. Gareth Hickmott will also be a non-starter. And Jason Bunyan's head on the machine of rider number 16, that is Tim Nobes. And Vince Kinchin rolls into the Thames. So trying to get 16 away again, the third kind of asking. Away they go, then Kinchin gets the fire from the outside, Jason Bunyan and Sean Tate, the riders to go with him, and Jason Bunyan gets the corner first on the machine, then off Tim Nobes, leads Vince Kinchin, going to the back straight the first time. It's Sean Tate, gone from the third with Stuart Mears in fourth place, Adam Filmer in 5, Matt Etherington is in 6, that's a 6, as they come to complete the opening lap, then Jason Bunyan looking behind him, we'll see that it's got Sean Tate, Vince Kinchin pushing harder in second place, Sean Tate has got bike problems, will hold in the third, so Stuart Mears now goes through in the third, but he's passed then by Adam Filmer, he now goes through into third place, as Bunyan leads it then, Kinchin in second, it's Filmer in third, Mears has got going again in fourth, Etherington in 5, just the 5 runners again, Jason Bunyan looks behind him and see Vince Kinchin trying to close the gap there in that second place position. These two a long way clear of Adam Filmer in third, and Stuart Mears in 4, Matt Etherington in 5. As we look across that pits corner once again, Jason Bunyan starting to build a big lead over Vince Kinchin as they come on to start lap 4 this time then. Bunyan leads it, then Kinchin in second place, it's Filmer in third, Stuart Mears again with bike problems, Probabler's going to lose that fourth place to Matt Etherington, as we see Bunyan down the back straight for the final time in race number 16, Vince Kinchin in second, it's still Filmer in third place. Coming to get the win in race number 16 then, it's number 26, Jason Bunyan. Second place goes number 8, Vince Kinchin. Looks as if Adam Filmer is going to pick up this third place position. He's gone really wide on the exit from that pits corner, and Stuart Mears has got going again to pinch third place from Adam Filmer in 4th. And number 18, Matt Etherington in 5th place. Race 16, a win for number 26, Jason Bunyan. Second, number 8, Vince Kinchin, and third, number 71, Stuart Mears. 24 and 18. 1 minute 21.81. 1 minute 21.81. 63.49 miles per hour. 63.49 miles per hour. We should now be going back to race number 15. Tim Nobes will be a non-starter, as will be number 17, Joe Screen. So we've got Edward Kelly on gate 1, Roman Stanek on gate 2. And then we've got a gap with Mitch Dodd as the next one in line. And for this one to the outside, Charlie Saunders as well on the outside. There we go, Mitch Dodd again, making a cracking start. Glenn Phillips is the rider that goes with him. Charlie Saunders again making a big move around the outside of that top corner. But he's held back in third place as Glenn Phillips leads going to the back straight for the first time. It's Mitch Coghlan in second with Charlie Saunders holding the third place position. So the Brits back in 1, 2 and 3 at the moment then. As they complete the opener, Phillips leads it and Coghlan in second. It's still Saunders in third. Stanek is in 4th place, that's the top 4. He's now lost that 4th place, but he again got back round the outside to retake that 4th place position. Good race going on for 4th and 5th place in Charlie Saunders, definitely getting closer to Mitch Coghlan that race for 2nd and 3rd places. That's allowing Glenn Phillips to get away at the front. Phillips leads, can put in 2 then, but Coghlan in 2nd, it's Saunders in 3rd, Stanek is back up to 4th. Edward Kennett is in 5, that's the top 5. As a race on the back straight, once again Glenn Phillips starting to build a big lead at the front, and it looks like Mitch Coghlan's got the measure of Charlie Saunders that race for second and third place. Is coming on the start, lap 4 this time then. Phillips is a clear leader for a wide riding Coghlan, holding on to that second. Saunders got first, Tannick is in 4, Kennett is in 5. That's still the top 5 as they race down the back straight for the one more time. Into the pits corner goes your race leader Glenn Phillips, looking to pick up a winning ride to go with the second place first time out. Rider number 1, Glenn Phillips, wins race 15. Second place goes number 9, Mitch Coghlan. Third place number 14, Charlie Saunders. Then number 20, Roman Stanek in 4th place. We seem to have lost Edward Kennett on that last lap while holding the 5th place position. So the next rider is number 27, Marcus Eby. Race 15 result to win for number 1, Glenn Phillips. Second number 9, Mitch Coghlan. And third number 14, Charlie Saunders. 20 and 27. 1 minute 22.15, 1 minute 22.15, 63.23 miles an hour, 63.23. So coming to line then for race number 17, Dirt Fabrique was a winner first time out. Richard Smith picked up a 3rd place, as did Thomas Cooper in his first inning. So we've got the 8 runners then for race number 17. Cooper run on the outside, then Thomas Cooper next in, and Thomas Cooper's got an absolute flyer. He's a leader going into that top corner. Richard Smith working his way through traffic to go through in the second place. He's held back on that top corner, drops back to 4, as it is Thomas Cooper leads and going in the back straight for the first time. Fabrique has gone through in the second place. Looks like Cooper now picked up that 3rd place position. Coming out of that pit score and through to complete the opening lap, and it's a wide riding Thomas Cooper leading from Fabrique in second. It's Richard Smith holding that 3rd place position. 25 is in 5th place. Ronnie Stewman is in 5th place. That's the top 5 as they go down the back straight once again. Then Fabrique leads it then. Cooper holding that 2nd place position. Still Richard Smith back in 3rd. As they complete lap number 2 then. Fabrique leads it through from Cooper in 2nd. And Smith holding the 3rd. That's the top 3. Dave Mears now pushing hard for that 5th place position. Surprising to see Martin Williams right at the back, looking at 7th and 8th place with Paul Derrick. Paul Derrick makes a mistake and Martin Williams goes through into 7th place, but it is still Fabrique who is your race leader then. Cooper holding that 2nd place. Richard Smith definitely getting closer in 3rd place. They race in the back straight once again then. Fabrique's got a big lead, looking to make it 2-2 in the heats of the 500 solos. It's still Cooper holding that 3rd, Richard Smith 2nd place. Richard Smith gets a little bit closer in 3rd. Checker flag being made ready for Dirk Fabrique. Makes it 2-2 in the heats of the 500 solos. Thomas Cooper and Richard Smith absolutely locked together there for 2nd and 3rd places. They're followed by 25, number 7, Martin Williams, and 19, Dave Mears. Race 17 result to win for number 5, Dirk Fabrique. 2nd, number 153, Thomas Cooper, and 3rd, number 33, Richard Smith. 28, 25, 7, 19, 117. 1 minute 22.32, 1 minute 22.32, 63.10 miles per hour, 63.10 miles per hour. Back over to Jim for the 2nd leg of the 500 sidecars.
Well, thanks, Colin. I think already we can see the effect of cutting the qualifying races down to 3 only per rider. The pressure on certainly in that solo 500cc class. But we turn our attention now to just the 2nd ride for the 500 sidecar class, and looking at race 19, most eyes I'm sure will be on number 17, Karl Keil and Jasmin Staudacher. They had a win first time out. Simon Baird and Wilfried Dennie had 2nd places. Simon Baird right on the inside. Wayne Reed right on the inside gate, that's number 12. And they get underway, and Simon Baird has made a good one. And in fact, Karl Keil is a long way back. He's been shut back in 5th place, and it is the 2 that had 2nds first time out. Number 8, Wilfried Dennie and Dennie Detz out in front of Simon Baird and Mark Kearns. Now, what can Karl Keil do? We know he's a very quick runner. He's back in 5th place at the moment. Already he's making up ground. Oh, he's got himself up into 4th place. Watch for that green up, and there's problems for our outfit in 3rd place, so it means that Karl Keil does get up into 3rd place already. He now chases after the front runners, who I remind you did have second places first time out. Wilfried Dennie and Dennie Detz leading as they come off that pit bend. Simon Baird still there in second. Karl Keil still in third, and that's really where I'm watching from, because Karl Keil is getting quicker and quicker as the afternoon goes on. Down the back straight he goes, closing on Simon Baird in that second place. He's chosen to go wide. He'll stay on a big circuit and keep it motoring on. Simon Baird knows he's there. Now Keil cuts across the inside, looks for a gap on the inside. There's not one there. Simon Baird closes the door, keeps it tight. He'll force Karl Keil to go wide, and down the back straight they go again. You can see he got him to scrub the speed off, and Karl Keil now has to make a decision. Does he go for that wide line on the outside of that pit bend? No, he's tucked up underneath. He's looking for a line on the green grass on the inside. It wasn't to be though. The checkered flag goes for number 8, Wilfried Dennie. So race 18 in your programme, we start the second leg rides for the 500 sidecars, and it's a win for number 8, Wilfried Dennie and Dennie Detz. In second place, number 4, Simon Baird and Mark Kearns. In third place, number 17, Karl Keil and Jasmin Staudacher. In fourth place, number 2, Chris Salisbury and Mike Tompkins. Fifth place was number 13, and the winning time was 1:33.15. 1:33.15. 55.76. 55.76 the average speed. So race 19 comes to the line, and an interesting one this promises to be. Outfit number 1 returns to the line. That's William and Nathalie Mathijssen. They had a win first time out, but look for number 10, Nick Radley and Abi Radley. They also had a win. They're on the inside. William Mathijssen, gate 3 as they get underway. It is Nick Radley that's made the best of it as they go into that first turn. Oh, William Mathijssen is caught up in the crowds back in third and fourth place, but as they break going down that back straight, you can see that Nick Radley gets away. Matthijssen now moves through on the inside though, gets himself up into second place. Well, he's already closing on Nick Radley. What can Nick and Abi do to stay in front as they pull away going down this finishing straight? Well, it was Mark Detz that was 15 that was up there in that second place, who's now got a scrap for third with Barrie Bennett. Those two almost together. They were the traffic that held up William Mathijssen, and they've allowed Nick Radley to get away. So what can Mathijssen's offer as Nick Radley and Abi Radley really do look to be motoring on? Oh, Mark Detz still there in that third place. He looks to have won that battle for third. Barrie Bennett now sitting in fourth, and Will Mathijssen is not closing on Nick Radley at the moment. Well, is he? I say that, he most certainly is as he gets close in that pit bend. He's certainly much quicker into the bend, but it's Nick that's quicker coming out. Now, will that be enough to keep him in front? Well, Abi looking round behind her, she knows that it's William and Nathalie Mathijssen that are second to them. She's looking, I'm sure, for a challenge from them. She must be seeing that they're quick coming into that bend. Again, he closes right up in that pit bend. It's going to be a run to the line, but Nick and Abi look to have done enough as they take the checkered flag. Oh, you can see how pleased Abi was with that one as they take the checkered flag. So, the only outfit with 2 rides and 2 wins, Nick Radley and Abi Radley. So race 19 then, and a cracking one it turned out to be, with an eventual win making it 2 out of 2 for outfit number 10, Nick Radley and Abi Radley. In second place, number 1, William and Nathalie Mathijssen. In third place, number 15, Mark Detz and Linda Vijfschaft. In fourth place, number 7, Barrie Bennett and Eifion Hughes. Fifth place was 18 and sixth place was 19. The winning time 1:33.45, 1:33.45, 55.58 they averaged. So they've been sitting in the pit box watching what's been happening. They know that it's cut down to 3 qualifying rides. They've got to score well. The highest scorer from the first leg rides was number 16, Shaun Harvey. He had a second first time out, Shaun Harvey. And really I think then we're looking at Scott Dunn, who had a a third first time out, but as they get underway, Nick Radley's made a good start. Scott Dunn's there as well though, and it's Scott Dunn that slots into the lead as they go into that first turn. Shaun Harvey is sitting there in second place at the moment, and those two starting to pull away from the rest of the field. Oh, it closes right up, and Scott Dunn has to move over because coming through is Shaun Harvey and Danny Hogg. Oh, is it going to chop back again as Shaun Harvey and Danny Hogg lead? Scott Dunn and Adam Young still there in second place. Oh, Shaun Harvey would have sat in the pit box. He will have known that William Mathijssen has dropped points in his second ride. This will put him equal to them, as he's gone for that quick line round the outside. That really has proved to be very, very quick. Number 11, that's the reserve that we had a change of rider there, and it's Mike Reed and Mark Thorpe that have got themselves up in the second place as they go down the back straight. Well, there's a big, big gap to close up on the early leader, Shaun Harvey. Well, they look to have consolidated that second. Well, number 33 is the outfit of Marco Hundsrucker. And Marco, of course, had a third first time out. He's looking on the back wheel of Mike Reed as they come round that pit bend. The checker flag goes for Shaun Harvey, and it's close for this second. Mike Reed just gets it. So race 20 then, the last of the second leg qualifiers for the 500 sidecars. A win for number 16, Shaun Harvey and Danny Hogg. In second place, number 11, that is Mike Reed and Mark Hopkins. In third place, number 33, that's Marco Hundsrucker and Alex Hirschhorn. In fourth place, number 9, Scott Dunn and Adam Young. In fifth place, number 5. In sixth place, 14. And the winning time, 1:33.34, 1:33.34. The average speed, 55.65. Next to them is number 25, that's the outfit of Colin Blackburn and Paul Whitelam Jr. They go in race 24. They're on 18 points from 2 rides, as equally is number 23, Gary Jackson and Carl Blythe. They go in race 22. Then we move on to 3 outfits on 16 points, 9, 3 and 43. So number 9, Miles Simmons, we can see, goes up against Colin Blackburn in 24. But turn our attention to race 21. I think all eyes will be on number 92, Paul Whitelam and Alan Elliott. They go with John Hiscock and passenger for this afternoon, Ben Goddard. And start from the inside. Richard Thomas has made the best to go with him though, and Richard Thomas is on the outside as they go round that first turn. John Hiscock is slotted in behind those two, but it is Paul Whitelam that just gets the edge coming out of that first turn. But Richard Thomas is not giving up. He's right there with him as he goes into that second turn. Paul Whitelam goes a little bit wide. Richard Thomas trying to come through on the inside. Well, Paul Whitelam quickly brings it under control, but Richard Thomas is right there with him. Well, we know that Paul Whitelam is quick on this circuit as he goes wide coming out of that bend. Richard Thomas tries to take advantage, but he was a bit slower getting his wheels in line and getting the drive on down that back straight. John Hiscock has closed up a little bit, and it's those 3 that have got away from the rest of the field. But Paul Whitelam is absolutely flying again. Oh, that was a brilliant challenge from Richard Thomas in that early part of the race, but he has to be content now with a second place. I know he missed out on his second ride. He's sitting there on 14 points from 2 rides. So this could mean an automatic qualification for the A final, but he's got to watch the rest of the heats unfold to see what happens. As Paul Whitelam knows that he's going in that A final. 3 rides and 3 wins guarantees him a place directly in the A final. And it's certainly going all his way at the moment as he comes round that top bend for the last time. Outfit 92 it is. Paul Whitelam and Alan Elliott make it 3 out of 3. Richard Thomas and Phil Stoneman finish in second place. And John Hiscock and Ben Goddard picking up that third. So race 21 and making it 3 out of 3, outfit number 92 takes first place. That's Paul Whitelam and Alan Elliott. In second place, number 60, Richard Thomas and Phil Stoneman. In third place, number 184, John Hiscock and Ben Goddard. In fourth place, number 17, Ray Westbrook. And in fifth place, number 30, Steph Blythe and Jason Gill. Sixth place finisher there was number 8, and the winning time was 1:30.54, 1:30.54, 57.37. 57.37 they averaged, as we now turn our attention to race 22 in your programme. And we see Gary Jackson, who's sitting second overall on the point scoring from 2 rides, 18 points from 2 rides. He goes in this one. Roy Spreadbury is right up there amongst the top point scorers. He's on 16 from 2 rides. Will it be a battle between these two, or is anybody else going to get involved? No Jamie Bree, of course. 4 outfits it is. So in fact, we heard earlier that Rick McCauley had to pull out. Rick McCauley and Terry Madley have had engine problems this morning in practice. So Carl quickly clearing a bit of loose away from that slot in gate 3. Ray Jackson lines up. Starter happy. Up go the stage, we get underway. And at the moment, Gary Jackson has missed the start completely, so this one could be interesting. Well, he sits at the back as we watch them go up that back straight. It is Roy Spreadbury that's got to the front as they go into that second turn. Oh, it's all getting very, very close as they sort themselves out coming down past me. Gary Jackson it is just pushing to try and get through. Ryan Partridge is sitting in third. But Gary Jackson putting the pressure on Roy Spreadbury as they go into that pit bend. Roy Spreadbury loses the drive coming out of that bend. You can see the advantage it gave Gary Jackson. He's got very close to him. He'll drive on into this top turn, but Roy Spreadbury tries to close the door and does so successfully. As he comes off that top turn, down past us again, he loses the drive. It's when the back wheel starts to spin, you can see the back wheel will kick out slightly. There's no drive on when they're in that sort of position. Watch for it here, you can see, gets it back on quickly, gets the back wheel in line, and that was a much better drive down that back straight. Gary Jackson could do nothing about it at the moment. He just sits there comfortably in that second spot, watching to see if gaps appear. This is where he might make a challenge, and through on the inside he goes. Has he got the edge going into that pit turn? He's forced Roy Spreadbury to stay wide. Gary Jackson just with the edge. He timed him up brilliantly, and indeed goes down the back straight very much in control. Gary Jackson and Karl Blythe it is that go into this top turn. Pretty sure of a place in the final with this result. They were on 18 points coming into this last ride. They've taken maximum points. Roy Spreadbury in second, Ryan Partridge in third, and Tony Penfold fourth. Race 22 it was, and indeed I think booking a place in the final was our race victors. Number 23, Gary Jackson and Karl Blythe. In second place, number 43, Roy Spreadbury and Garth Little. In third place, number 514, Ryan Partridge and Anthony Grant. Fourth place, number 125, Tony Penfold and Carl Bell. 133.73 was the winning time, 133.73. The average speed, 55.42. 55.42. So race 23, and the best of the point scoring of the riders going in this one is Andy Gribble and Dave Williams. They sit on 16 points from 2 rides. They take this outside gate. Number 37, Mark Costas on 14 points. A good ride here might just get him into that A final. But I mean a good win. And indeed, number 24, Rob Wilson, Terry Susan on 15 points. Oh, they get underway. I can see that Andy Gribble has made a good start from the outside, but Mark Costa has made a slightly better one and gets the pole position going into that first turn and down the back straight. He leads from Andy Gribble in second. There's problems, I think, for Rob Wilson in third. Rob Wilson has pulled out on the far side. It means these two outfits have got away from our third place rider. Mark Costa with the best of it at the moment. Andy Gribble trying to stay close to him as he goes into the pit bend for the second time. Well, I mentioned that both these riders needed to score well to have a chance of going directly into that A final. And that's exactly what they're doing at the moment as they come off that top turn. It is Mark Costa and Tristan Winterburn that lead from Andy Gribble and Dave Williams. Oh, Pete Colvin and Steve Colvin are the riders in third. No other competitors in this one. Matt Tyrrell, we know, blew an engine. Colin Pardew, we understand that his passenger was travelling with the Winterburns who've had to go. And Rob Wilson we've just seen pull out into the centre green. One more lap to go then for Mark Costa and Tristan Winterburn to get exactly what they wanted from this last ride. There'll be maximum points for them this time. They look to have won the battle with Andy Gribble, who's sitting there in second place. And I'm sure that Mark Costa knows he's coming out again. He'll be looking for the fastest lines around this circuit, and he'll see the checkered flag this time. That's what he wanted from his last ride. That's what he's got. Andy Gribble, who finishes in second, we'll have to see how the points work out, whether he will go in the B final or directly into the A. So race 23 it was then, and a win for outfit number 37, Mark Costa and Tristan Winterburn. Second place, number 3, Andy Gribble and Dave Williams. In third place, number 99, Pete Colvin, Steve Colvin. No other finishers there. The winning time was 132.66, 132.66, 56.06 the average speed. So we have just one more qualifying ride to go for the 1000cc sidecars. It's all getting very, very close on with the point situation. Colin Blackburn and Paul Whitelam are on 18 points from 2 rides. They know they've got a chance of getting straight into that A final with a good result here. Number 9, Miles Simmons and Kevin Woodley, they're on 16 points from 2 rides, so they need a win or a second really to be looking at an A final place. No Rob and Gareth Winterburn, unfortunately, after that incident in the very first race of the day. So Colin Blackburn right out on the outside. Mark Warren just inside him. Will Offham and Andy Wood sitting there in gate 3. Miles Simmons the last to come into line. Kevin Woodley making sure there's no loose in that trough. Kevin indicating to the starter that he's not happy. Oh, he tells him he's happy. The starter moves away. They get underway. Has it paid off? Colin Blackburn has made a good start on the outside. It is Miles Simmons that's in there in second place. Those two almost together in the middle of that bend, but Colin Blackburn gets the best of it coming out. Down the back straight they go, and Colin Blackburn and Paul Whitelam Jr. lead from Miles Simmons and Kevin Woodley in second place. Paul Johnson has hit problems once again. He pulls out on that top end. It means that Mark Warren goes through into 4th place. But all eyes, I'm sure, on that lead. Can Colin Blackburn hold it? This would guarantee him a place in the A final. He has 18 points from 2 rides. Another win here will see him in that big, big final. And is this enough for Miles Simmons? He holds second place at the moment. I'm sure all the arithmetic's being done by the pit crews. They know what he's going to score in this one. Will it be enough to get him into the A? He certainly doesn't want to give up at the moment, though. He's chasing after Colin Blackburn. All those extra points would help his cause. And Colin Blackburn is making no mistakes at the moment, but he goes very wide coming out of that top end. One more lap to go. Can Miles Simmons get close? Can he make a challenge? He goes round that pit bend. Again, Colin Blackburn chooses to go wide. He keeps the speed on as he comes out from the middle of that bend, really. And down the back straight he goes with just one more corner to get the result. And this concludes the qualifying for the 1000cc sidecars. As the checkered flag goes, it is a win for Colin Blackburn and Paul Whitelam Jr. So race 24 and a win for number 25. That is, of course, Colin Blackburn and Paul Whitelam Jr. In second place, number 9, Miles Simmons and Kevin Woodley. Third place, number 18. Well, I should say that's 80. My apologies there. I wrote 18 for some strange reason. 80. That's Will Offham and Andy Wood. And fourth place, number 306, Mark Warren and Steve Henderson. 130.52, 130.52, 57.38, 57.38. That concludes the third and final legs for the sidecars. We now go over the page, and I'll quickly hand you over to Colin for race 25, the last qualifying legs for the 500 solo.
Race 25, interesting indeed. We've got number 26, Jason Bunyan, unbeaten after 2 heats. Glenn Phillips, he's got 18 points. Jason Bunyan's got 20, and Thomas Cooper have got 13 points. These are best placed of these 8 riders coming out then for this heat. Gareth Hickman, of course, will be in for Martin Sturgeon. He's right on the outside in front of me here. Glenn Phillips next to him, Dave Mears next to him. Marcus Healy the next in line, Alan Filmer, Thomas Cooper, Paul Derrick right on the inside, Jason Bunyan now comes right on the outside. One of the 2 unbeaten riders in the 500 solos, race number 25, and Jason Bunyan gets a great start. Glenn Phillips has got with him, Dave Mears also in the thick of the axis. Glenn Phillips leads, going into that top corner. Jason Bunyan makes a big move round the outside to lead, going down the back straight for the first time then. Bunyan leads it, and Phillips in second again. Jason Bunyan looks beyond Tim Nobes' bike. They go into that pits corner once again. Jason Bunyan using every inch of track, a much tighter line there, taken by Glenn Phillips in second place. Leads pulling away from Gareth Hickmott with a third. It's Paul Derrick in fourth place. They go in the back straight once again then. It's Bunyan who leads it then, from Phillips holding that second place. They're a long way clear of Gareth Hickmott holding third place. Paul Derrick in fourth. Dave Mears in 5. Ebi is in 6. That's the 6. So they complete that one then. Bunyan still leads him, and Phillips trying to close the gap there in second place position. It's still Hickmott holding that third. Derrick in 4. Mears is in 5. Ebi in 6. That's still the top 6 with Alan Filmer holding 7th place position as Bunyan leads into that pits corner on lap number 3. And when you will see him go into the final unbeaten and put the onus very much onto it. The big Glenn Phillips has got problems while holding the 2nd place position. Desperately bad luck on the Masters champion, and that's allowed Jason Bunyan to roar away in the front. Now he's a long way clear. Gareth Hickmott picking up that 2nd place position. Paul Derrick is now moved through into 3rd. So an impressive winning ride coming up again for number 26, Jason Bunyan. He gets the winning ride in race number 25. Much needed points coming the way of rider number 15. There is Gareth Hickmott. He gets a 2nd. Paul Derrick comes across the line in 3rd. Marcus Ebi is in 4th. And Alan Filmer in 5th place. So as Glenn Phillips is pushing round the track, the result of race number 25 is a win for number 26, Jason Bunyan. 2nd, number 15, Gareth Hickmott. And 3rd, 117, Paul Derrick. 27 and 24. 1 minute 22.64. 1 minute 22.64. 62.86 miles an hour. 62.86 miles an hour. So a little bit of encouragement there for Glenn. He's on that pits corner. He is pushing for 6th place points, which could be the difference in getting straight through into the A final or having to race in that B final for the 1 place that is left in the A final. That's a long push. 1 lap of this track is a long way to go. So let's have a bit of encouragement for the people on that pits corner. Glenn continues to push it round. He's got to finish the race. So as he nears the line, let's have some more encouragement for Glenn Phillips. That is a long push round this Collier Street track, and this is going to pick him up 3 points, which should be so crucial. So well done, Glenn. Tremendous effort to pick up 6th place in race number 25. So Glenn there just getting a breather. That is a long way around to push a Grasstrack machine. Well done, Glenn. He's picked up 3 very hard-earned points there in race 25. We move on to race 26, delete number 17, Joe Screen, and number 71 will be Stuart Mears. Situation, Dirk Fabrique has got 20 points. He's just seen Jason Bunyan win that race, so he knows he needs to win race 26 to keep abreast with Jason Bunyan, and the next best place for one of these riders is Richard Smith on 12 points. We've got Robert Bowman next to him, then we've got Stuart Mears, Matt Edrington, Ronnie Studeman and Richard Smith well on the outside. They're all into race number 26. Richard Smith has made a good start from the outside. Studeman's made the best start he's made all the afternoon. Fabrique is not going away too quickly. He's in second place a moment. Studeman goes well and Fabrique goes to a leading position. A position he's held in all his races so far this afternoon. Richard Smith has followed him through into that second place position. Studeman has got the third. That's the top three in race number 26, and as Fabrique leads him, but Smith in second. Studeman now loses that third place. Robert Bowman has gone through into third. Studeman has gone from first to fourth place. They go in the back straight once again, and Fabrique starting to get away. Richard Smith trying to close the gap in second place. Bowman has got the third. Studeman is in fourth place. Edrington in five. Mears in sixth. That's the sixth. They start the third now in race number 26. There's still Fabrique leading them. From Smith in second. Bowman is in third. Studeman is in fourth. Edrington in five. Mears in sixth. Down the back straight they go once again. So looks if Fabrique is going to join Jason Bunyan in the finals. The two unbeaten riders going into this big solo final. Last lap flag being made ready for rider number 5. Dirk Fabrique well clear at the front then. From Smith pushing hard in second. Bowman gets a little bit closer in third. Studeman holds at 4. Edrington in 5. Mears in 6. Down the back straight goes your race leader and into the pits corner. So 3 to 3 coming up for rider number 5. Dirk Fabrique. He wins race number 26. Second place goes to Richard Smith. Third place is Robert Bowman. Fourth is Ronnie Studeman. Fifth, Matt Etherington. And sixth, Stuart Mears. Race 26 result to win for number 5, Dirk Fabrique. Second, number 33, Richard Smith. And third, number 29, Robert Bowman. 25. 18 and 71. 1 minute 23.07, 1 minute 23.07, 62.53 miles per hour, 62.53. We'll move on to race 27. The best place of these riders is number 20, Roman Stanek with 14 points, and number 8, Vince Kinchin with 13 points. So a problem as to what the gates riders have got for race number 27. They come back in to settle this time. It's Charlie Shaun as it was in the wrong gate, which God now fills that number 7 gate. We've got Dan Given in gate 8. So looks like we've got no Sean Tasey come out this time for race number 27. They settle in for the final heat of the solo qualifying action. Again to take, Rich Norton goes with him, together take, and it is number 16, Tim Nose making the start. Charlie Saunders is a rider that goes with him. Vince Kinchin making the move round the outside. Stanley makes a big move right round the outside to come alongside, didn't it, Tim Nose? But Tim Nose leads going in the back straight for the first time. Kinchin's got third. Gordon's in fourth place. Could be a changing over for second and third as they roar into that pits corner on the only lap. It's Tim Nose absolutely desperate for points. Who is the race in it? Gifford has got that second place. It is still Vince Kinchin in third place. Gordon's in 4. Charlie Saunders in 5. Stanek surprised you back in 6. They go to the back straight once again. Tim Nobes has stolen a march at the front. Good race going on for second and third place. Is still Gifford holds that second place. Vince Kinchin has gone wide with Gifford this time and effort to try and get around the outside, but Gifford hangs on to that second place. There's Nobes leads at the front then, but Gifford in second. Kinchin in third. Gordon in 4. It's Saunders in 5. Stanek in 6. Martin Williams in 7. That's a 7 as Charlie Saunders makes a bad mistake on the exit from that top corner, but Tim Nobes is storming away in the front. He takes the last lap flag well clear than Gifford, holding that second place. It's still Kinchin in third, but Gordon trying to close the gap in 4. Kinchin in 5. Stanek in 6. Williams in 7. Down the back straight they go for the final time. Will it's be enough points to get Tim Nobes into that A final? Will he have to do it the hard way by coming through from the B final? But Tim Nobes back to his best. He wins race number 27. Second place goes to Dan Gifford. Third place, just Vince Kinchin from Don Godden. Then Charlie Saunders. Then Robert Stanek, and finally it's Martin Williams. Result of race number 27, the win for number 16, Tim Nobes. Second, number 28, Dan Gifford. And third, number 8, Vince Kinchin. 9, 14, 20, and number 7. 1 minute 23.98. 1 minute 23.98. 61.85 miles per hour. 61.85 miles per hour. Back to Jim then for the final leg of the 500 sidecars.
And indeed, we now wait to see who it is that goes through in the 1000cc sidecars and in the 500cc solos. We're not there yet with the 500 sidecars because we've got one more qualifying ride for them. These last three races of the qualifying, 28, 29 and 30. And eyes, I'm sure, on the crew number one. Going in race 28, William and Nathalie Mathijssen. Very, very close friends of Lester Goodwin, who rode on the continent so much. And indeed, they were a close partnership. The families very close to each other, and indeed, we know exactly why they're riding here this afternoon. A very, very skilled crew. And they indeed break going into that first turn. There's three outfits together as they go into that first turn. I could see that on the inside, Shaun Harvey didn't get the best of lines around that first turn, but he's got himself up in the second. But William and Nathalie Mathijssen get away. They go wide on that pit bend. They keep the pressure on. Simon Baird has come through well, outfit number 4. Simon Baird and Mark Kearns got themselves up in the second place. They've been followed by Wilfried Dennie Detz, who was up in third place, but now Shaun Harvey has got that back again. I know Shaun Harvey having to really work for this one, as he's got Simon Baird to deal with him in front of him at the moment. And while those two are scrapping, you can see that William and Nathalie Mathijssen have got away. Oh, this is a good ride from Simon Baird and Mark Kearns as they're holding second place. They've got a lot of pressure coming from Shaun Harvey and Danny Hogg from that third place. And really the battle is all about that second place. It'll be the last lap flag for them this time. Is Shaun Harvey any closer? Well, you can see he's chosen to go a little bit wider this time. Now Simon Baird must know he's close to him. And it'll be the challenge in this last turn. Shaun Harvey elects to go wide on the entrance to the bend. He's got a long way to go round. I think Simon Baird has done enough. Oh, they come to the line. The win certainly with William and Matthijssen. Simon Baird gets second, and Shaun Harvey picks up third. So I think we're sure of seeing an outfit called number 1, William and Nathalie Mathijssen. They've had a win, 2 wins indeed, and a second place. I'm sure they'll be in that A final. The official result of race 28 means as a first place for number 1. In second place, number 4, Simon Baird and Mark Kearns. In third place, number 16, Shaun Harvey and Danny Hogg. In fourth place, number 8, Wilfried Dennie and Dennie Detz. In fifth place, number 12, Wayne Reed and Craig Mathison. And no 6th finisher there. 133.51 was the winning time. 133.51, 55.55 the average speed. Well, a correction there that I should have given you 6th place as number 18, Trevor Steward and Darren Sargeant. So 6th place finisher there was 18, Trevor Steward. He should have then for 28, 1, 4, 16, 8, 12, 18, 133.51, 55.55. So racing 28, and the chance for Scott Dunn to perhaps pick up some valuable points. He goes on gate 2. Now he wants to just get underway. Chris Salisbury had made a very good start from the outside, and it is Chris Salisbury that's got to the front as they go into that first turn. Scott Dunn, I was expecting to score highly in this one, is back in third place at the moment. But the change could be happening at the front as Chris Salisbury's got a challenge coming around the outside of him as they come off that pit bend. Oh, Chris has still done enough, he's holding the lead. It's now pit number 14, Paul Moorcock and Jon Cook that are challenging and having to go the long way round. They're holding the wide line. Have they got the advantage? Chris Salisbury comes back at him going down that back straight. Scott Dunn is now under pressure in that third place from Barrie Bennett. There's 2 little battles going on here. There's a very, very different style is taken by number 2, Chris Salisbury and Mike Tompkins. But you can see now that Paul Moorcock changes direction. He's cut right back in on that top bend. Barrie Bennett's got through into that third place. And as they go down the back straight, there's problems for Stinus Lund as he pulls off into the centre green. But it really is closing up at the front. Barrie Bennett could even be with a chance of winning this one. As Chris Salisbury's now been scored by Paul Moorcock. Barry's getting very, very close to the back wheel of Chris Salisbury, but Paul Moorcock and Jon Cook go down that back straight, leading, opening up a gap now. Will Barrie Bennett get through for that second place? He looks to go wide. It'll be the checkered flag this time for them as they come round, and the win is indeed taken by outfit number 14, Paul Moorcock and Jon Cook. Close to the line, but I think Chris Salisbury had done enough to hang on. So race 29, we're getting close to the end of the qualifying, and a win in great style from number 14, Paul Moorcock and Jon Cook. In second place, number 2, Chris Salisbury and Mike Tompkins. In third place, number 7, Barrie Bennett and Eifion Hughes. In fourth place I should say, number 9, Scott Dunn and Adam Young. Fifth place, number 5, no sixth finisher there, 135.60, 135.60, 54.33 they averaged. So indeed, we've got the last of the qualifying rides, race 30 in your programme out on the start line, and I've now had confirmation that you can stay in place after race 30, because immediately after this race is finished, we will be seeing a lap of honour from Duncan Colhurst. So a chance to show your appreciation for the efforts and recovery that Duncan is making. A chance to see him here at the circuit. He travelled back over to Germany last weekend, or indeed the weekend before, and he was received very, very well over there. A chance for you to see him once again as we get underway with race 30, and it's all being sorted out in that first turn. Oh, positions changing in that first turn. I can see Mark Detz is up there in second place. He's been forced to go wide, but the early leader is indeed with number 33, Marco Hundsrucker. Marco Hundsrucker it is that leads, and let's not ignore the fact that Nick Radley and Abi Radley are there as well. They're in second place at the moment, holding off the challenge of Mark Detz, and now opening up on the back wheel of Marco Hundsrucker. Now, into this last race we had Nick Radley and Abi Radley, the only crew that had not been beaten in those first two rides. Oh, could they make it 3 out of 3? They've got some work to do, because Marco Hundsrucker, who we know is a very, very quick rider, must have been making changes from race to race. He looks to have got the measure of the circuit now, and he does look as quick as anybody we've seen out there this afternoon. Mike Reed has moved through into third place, and I'm keeping an eye on that front too, because Nick Radley must know that he hasn't actually got to win this one, but you can see Pride has taken over and Nick Radley wants to go for it. He goes the long way round that bottom turn. Marco Hundsrucker on the inside, Nick Radley on the outside. Hundsrucker holds on to it. Nick Radley gets second. So it means that qualifying into the A final, we've got Nick Radley and Abi Radley on 2 wins and a second. William and Nathalie Mathijssen, 2 wins and a second. Well, they'll have to toss the coin to see who gets choice of gates. I'm sure they'll sort something out, but we know it's going to be a great scrap, and not forgetting any of the other outfits that are going to qualify into that A final. Well, indeed, I give you the result of race 30 as already. Duncan Tollis is out on the circuit, and I'm sure receiving the congratulations from everybody down there in the pits. Race 30 was a win for outfit number 33. That's Marco Hundsrucker and Alex Hirschkorn. In second place, number 10, Nick Radley and Abi Radley. Third place, number 11, Mike Reed and Mark Thorpe. In fourth place, number 15, and fifth place, number 19. 134.53, 134.53, 54.95 the average speed. So we have completed the qualifying rides. If you turn to page 25, you can see a wonderful picture of Duncan Tolhurst in action when he was at the height of his racing career. Those of you that may not be aware that Duncan was a very strong competitor in the 1000cc sidecar class, they had a horrendous accident out there in one of the big German circuits, and Duncan has spent a long time recovering in hospital, all sorts of operations, But fantastic to see that Duncan is back here at the race circuit, out there where he wants to be. And I can tell from the applause he's receiving, there's a lot of people very, very pleased to see Duncan once again. In fact, riding the outfit, as everybody just mentioned in here, he's driving it. Well, he wouldn't have had it any other way, would he? Fantastic to see Duncan here, and indeed receiving your applause as he comes round. Well, obviously I've just given to the clerk of the course an estimate that it'll be just under 10 minutes before we confirm, check, double check who exactly goes in which final. Number 3 is Andy Gribble and Dave Williams. Number 60, Richard Thomas and Phil Stoneman. 184 is John Hiscock and Ben Goddard. 514 is Ryan Partridge and Anthony Grant. 80 is Will Opham and Andy Wood. So at the moment, well, we're missing outfit number 3 at the moment. Oh, they're opening the pit gate. Is number 3 going to appear? Well, anxiously everybody looking across at that pit box. Remember the big thing in this B final is it's the winner only that progresses through to the A final. Well, the clock has been set. Remember when the clerk of the course put them on 2 minutes to get to the line. Hopefully Andy Gribble will get to the line quickly. The rest of the riders are now being pulled into line. So, will it be Richard Thomas? Will it be John Hiscock? Will it be Royce Redbury? Ryan Partridge, Will Opham or Andy Gribble? One of these 6 will make it into the big A final. They come to the line, they've picked their starting gate. 3 on the outside are on the racing line. Oh, they get underway. It's a good clean start, a very even start. Andy Gribble has got himself to the front. And I think that is Andy Gribble has got to the front as they go into that pit turn. Royce Redbury from the outside has gone the long way round. Oh, John Hiscock is up there on the inside as well. I think that's Ryan Partridge that's got up into second place. And Royce Redbury goes the long way round to try and get round the outside of Ryan Partridge. But Andy Gribble is away at the moment. Richard Thomas is now moving his way through. He's up into third place. Royce Redbury comes back on the top of him and gets into that third. But Richard Thomas is in problems. Richard Thomas spins it round. He brilliantly hangs on to it. Some fantastic work from Phil Stoneman. He gets back on the racing line. And while all that's been going on as they come out of that bottom turn, Andy Gribble and Dave Williams are away. Ryan Partridge in second. Royce Redbury in third place at the moment. And as we watch to the front, you can see that Andy Gribble, well, he was a bit late getting to the start line. He got chased up in the pits to make sure he got up there, and a very good reason why he should do, because he's now leading, and with one more lap to go, this is a place in the A final for Andy Gribble and Dave Williams. Well, really unfortunate for Richard Thomas. He was certainly making ground on the riders in front of him, but he lost the back wheel, lost the drive. He had to throttle off, change direction and come back on the racing circuit. But as they come round that top bend, they'll see the checkered flag this time. This is qualification for the A final. Andy Gribble and Dave Williams. So, we don't need to give you the complete result. It says at the bottom there, the winner, and the winner was number 3, Andy Gribble and Dave Williams, in a winning time of 132.32, 132.32, 56.26. That means that you now add number 3 as the last qualifier for race 44. That complete lineup is 92, 23, 25, 9, 37 and 3, as we now see who makes it through the hard way in the 500cc solo. Race 42, over to Colin.
Thank you very much, Jim. We move on then to the B final for the 500 solos. Number 20, Roman Stanek. 28, Daniel Gifford. 29 Robert Bowman, 14 Charlie Saunders, 153 Thomas Cooper, 15 Gareth Hickmott, 25 Ronnie Suderman, and number 71 Stuart Mears. The prize is a place in that big A final. They will be that Robert Bowman is the favourite to win this one, was going extremely well, had machine problems in his second ride, which is the reason he's in this B final. Thomas Cooper's been going well, as has Charlie Saunders. Gareth Hickmott's been in the thick of the action all the afternoon. Just waiting for Stuart Mears to come into line to set the line riders for this race 42, the 500 solo B final. Away goes Thomas Cooper making a good start, as does Charlie Saunders. Robert Bowman in the act 2 Robert. Thomas Cooper gets the corner first. Charlie Saunders making a big move round the outside to lead, going down the back straight on lap number 1. Bowman has cut through on the inside to go through into second place. Thomas Cooper holds that 4th place position. Looks outstanding, holding second and third, with Bowman in 3rd place, exiting that pits corner and coming to complete the opening lap. Then it is Charlie Saunders who leads it, from Bowman in second. Standing in third, Cooper is in 4. That's the top 3 as they go down the back straight once again. Then Charlie Saunders starting to build a lead. He's gone very wide again on the exit from that corner. Bowman is definitely hunting him down there in second place. Into the pits corner on lap number 2. Charlie Saunders still the race leader. Bowman again takes a much tighter line, trying to close the gap there. In second place is Daniel Gifford's gone through the 3rd. Thomas Cooper in 4. Gareth Hickmott in 5. Stuart Mears in 6. That's the 6th left. They go down the back straight once again. Saunders leads it then from Bowman again, getting very close in second place. These two pulling away from Daniel Gifford, who's got that 3rd place position. Good race going on for 4th and 5th places as Saunders leads now on to start the last lap. This time Bowman's about 2 machines length behind, and Gifford again trying to close the gap in 3rd. Bowman takes a much tighter line. Charlie Saunders again really wide on the exit from that top corner. 2 bites between these two as they go into the pits corner for the final time. The winner goes straight through to the A final. Charlie Saunders wide. Bowman comes for the inside. Who's going to start it? And Bowman, I think, has just caught Charlie Saunders on the line. Dan Gifford gets the 3rd. Thomas Cooper is in 4. Gareth Hickmott in 5. Stuart Mears in 6. And I think Robert Bowman may just have snatched that on the running for line. Charlie Saunders taking the wide line every time round, and Bowman came late, and very late, for the running from that pits corner on lap number 4. Right, race number 42, won on the line by number 29, Robert Bowman. And that's the one result you need, because of course he goes through to the A final. The winning time, 1 minute 26.99, 1 minute 26.99, 59.71 miles per hour. So Robert Bowman goes through to join Jason Bunyan, Dirk Fabrique, Glenn Phillips, Tim Nobes, Richard Smith, Vince Kinchin and Mitch Godden. Back to Jim then for the B final of the 500 sidecars.
Well, thanks Colin. Indeed, we move to the B final of the 500 sidecars. But what a terrific solo race that was. Very, very unlucky for Charlie Saunders. And indeed, what a promising lineup we've now got for those 2 big finals, 1000cc and 500cc solo. We've now just got to find that last qualifying rider for the 500cc sidecar A final. We know who 5 are from these 6 that come to the line, and I do think I should share with you that there was quite a lot of discussion going on in the pits that outfit number 33, Marco Hundsrucker, did know that he was in 6th qualifying place. It took quite a lot of explaining to him that he had to go in this B final. Number 11 is Mike Reed and Mark Hopkins. They were 2nd qualifiers in this B final. Number 14 is Paul Moorcock and Jon Cook with a fantastic 3rd ride. They've got right up there amongst the point scorers. Number 2, Chris Salisbury has been scoring consistently this afternoon. Number 17, Karl Keil, started off well, but he didn't score so well in his latter ride. Oh, they get underway and Hundsrucker lifts it in the air. Karl Keil gets away, and it is Keil that's setting the pace. Oh, I can see now that Hundsrucker has got into 2nd place behind him. He's gone wide though, lost that 2nd place. So it all closes up for 2nd, 3rd and 4th. And in the meantime, Karl Keil has got away. He's going wide on that bottom turn. Has he given the advantage to those that have gone in on the tight lines on the inside? Karl Keil from Scott Dunn in second place, the last qualifier into this B final. Scott Dunn in second place at the moment. Marco Hundsrucker in that third place, fighting hard for that third, just noses into that third place. And while those battles are going on for second, third and fourth all the time, number 17, Karl Keil and Jasmin Staudacher lead into that top turn. It'll be last lap flag for them this time as they come round. Scott Dunn's holding on to that second, but that's a big gap to Karl Keil. Oh, he's doing it the hard way. He hasn't scored well enough in the points qualifying. He's got to win this final to get into that A final. That's exactly what he wants to do. And he's going the right way about it at the moment. Now we can see him go round that back straight once again. This really is a big lead. Scott Dunn looks over his shoulder. I think he's given up the fight of trying to catch the flying Karl Keil. As he sees the checkered flag, that's our qualifier for the A final. Really unlucky for Scott Dunn, but a good ride from them. Mike Reed and Mark Thorpe finished in second place, and that is Marco Hundsrucker and Alex Hershorn that finish in fourth. So I'm sure you've all written it in already. Race 43 was won by outfit number 17, Karl Keil and Jasmin Staudacher. Their winning time was 1:33.70, 1:33.70, 55.44 they averaged. It means that complete lineup for the 500cc Sidecar A final: 1, 10, 16, 4, 8 and 17. We now move to race 44. This is the 1000cc Sidecars. This is 6 laps of the action track. The boarded circuit here at Tunbridge. Unbeaten so far this afternoon, and first to pick gate positions, outfit number 92, Paul Whitelam and Alan Elliott. So which gate are they going to take? Well, indeed, while we watch to see which gate Paul Whitelam takes, I've been asked to put Andy Gribble the notice that you are on 2 minutes. Andy, we know you won the V final, but you need to be up in that pit box. You're on 2 minutes. The rest of the qualifiers will be coming out. They've had to use the old-fashioned toss of a coin to decide who gets next choice of gate, because Gary Jackson and Colin Blackburn were on absolutely identical results. They couldn't be split on points, and it looks as if Gary Jackson won the toss because he's coming out first. So Paul Whitelam now makes his indication, I think. Alan has a wander up. He's looking to see what sort of rots there are. Well, that looks to be a decision to go for gate 5, which has slightly surprised me. But there is a very big hole on gate 4. Gary Jackson looking at the gates carefully as they walk across. Carl obviously looking to see that. The problem you've got is if the tracks that they've dug earlier on today have got deeper and deeper as the racing's going on, there is a big risk that you could bottom the outfit out, and that's as bad as story. So everybody will be making sure that the holes they're picking are not too deep, and I can see exactly what Paul Whitelam's done. He's avoided the large ruts that have been the normal starting position in gate 5. He's gone right in close to gate 4. Gary Jackson, I think, has now decided he's going to take gate 3. Well, again you can see that both driver and passenger are watching the ground clearance. They know that that's quite a deep hole. The last thing they want to do is bottom out, and Gary's not happy with that one. No, he's going to go on what looks to be virgin soil between those two very deep ruts. Colin Blackburn is the next rider, but his passenger's already chosen gate 6. So Paul Whitelam Jr. has already decided for Colin Blackburn. He's standing in gate 6. Miles Simmons has taken gate 4. There's problems for Andy Gribble at the moment. But it's got that machinery going by the sound of it, or has it? It comes on. Oh, it's a big disappointment for the crew of Andy Gribble and Dave Williams. Pit crew coming out straight away. Oh, they can't seem to get that machinery going. So 5 outfits at the moment look to be contesting this 6-lap final for the Lester Goodwin Memorial Trophy 2008. Well, the starter beckoning to Colin Blackburn to quickly come into line. Oh, 5 outfits only, it means we won't have anybody on that inside gate. Mark Costa is in gate 2. He effectively will be the inside rider. Colin Blackburn has elected to go on the outside. He's on the racing circuit. So here we go then, for the 6-lap final for the 1000cc sidecars. It's over 6 laps, they get underway cleanly. As they go into that first turn, Colin Blackburn has done it from the outside. Colin Blackburn's gone all the way across. Paul Whitelum is almost locking it sideways in that first turn. Gary Jackson's in problems. So as Paul Whitelum had locked it up in that first turn, Gary Jackson has gone over as well. They're quickly looking to see if they can get the outfit off the track quickly as they come past us. But they've decided in the interest of safety they couldn't take a chance. So I think that Paul Whitelum must be breathing a sigh of relief. He knows he gets another chance to try and get a better start. That wasn't the best of starts for Paul Whitelum. I can hear on the radio that the rerun will be without Andy Gribble and without Gary Jackson, so it's 4 outfits only that are coming back to this start line.
Thank you very much indeed, Jim. So we wait the riders in for the 500 solo final for this Lester Goodwin meeting here this afternoon. The riders, Jason Bunyan, Dirk Fabrique, both had 3 rides, they both had 3 winning rides. Glenn Phillips showed how important it was for him to push across the line to pick up those 3 points. That 6th place, that race sees him qualify in 3rd place. Tim Nobes has got through with just 2 point scoring rides in 4th place. Then Richard Smith, Vince Kinchin, Mitch Godden, and of course Richard Bowman. That fantastic ride in that B final has seen him get the 6th and final place in this 6-lap A final. So this is race number 45. Interesting. Dirk Fabrique has come straight for the outside gate for this A final. No hesitation, straight for gate number 6. Jason Bunyan, he follows him through. He comes for gate number 7. Interested, they're going for the outside gates, the first pick of riders. Well, Jason not quite decided yet. Dirk Fabrique made up his mind straight away. He went for gate 8. Jason Bunyan comes alongside him in 7. Glenn Phillips now gets next pick. He's coming in alongside Jason Bunyan. Tim Nobes is alongside Glenn Phillips. Then Richard Smith. Very, very close there. Number 16 and 33. They're very, very close. Starters not happy with their position at the start. They're virtually touching shoulders on the start there. Tim Nobes and Richard Smith. And Glenn Phillips is also very, very close. So I think Glenn Phillips, in fact, may well have changed his mind over his choice of gates for this A final. So the start is so crucial, of course. And I think we've got 3 riders going for the same gate at the moment. Both Glenn Phillips, Tim Nobes and Richard Smith. Jason Bunyan is happy with 7, so is Dirk Fabrique in 8. Glenn Phillips is going to have 6, Tim Nobes 5. Richard Smith moves over. Mitch Godden looks to be on 2. Vince Kinchin, is he going to have 3 or 1? And Richard Bowman obviously will have to have what's left, which could well be gate number 1. So Jason Bunyan there, has he got machine problems? He's just checking his bike. Are we in for more drama in this 500 solo final? Jason Bunyan just coming into line. Richard Bowman on 1, Mitch Godden 2, Vince Kinchin 3, Richard Smith 4, Tim Nobes 5, Glenn Phillips 6, Jason Bunyan 7, Dirk Fabrique from gate number 8, and Vince Kinchin goes so far on the inside of Glenn Phillips, gets away. Dirk Fabrique goes round the outs of Glenn Phillips with Vince Kinchin. Oh, we've got 2 riders down up on the top corner. It looks if Tim Nobes has gone down again, and is that It looks like Vince has gone down as well. We've got two riders down upon that top corner and not looking too clever, so the drama continues right to the end of this meeting this afternoon. So obviously drama upon that top corner. We can see two bikes. Tim knows, I'm sure it is Vince Kinchin, the riders. Vince seemed to wander across up to the fence there and has been attended to.
Now they should, in theory, take the starting positions that they'd already chosen before the race was stopped. Oh, Mark Costa going right over there on gate 4. I remind you that this is the first running of the Lester Goodwin Memorial Trophy, the first names that will go in the history books from this Sidecar A final. One of these four crews. Starters happy, the pace go up, we get underway, and as we go into that first turn, you can see that Miles Simmons has gone sideways off that gate. He started in the second place. I'm seeing Colin Blackburn go right the way around the outside. Paul Whitelam responds to him, and Paul Whitelam just knees it in front as he goes down that back straight. He eases his way through. Colin Blackburn staying with him though, and Colin Blackburn is tied on the inside. He's looking for a gap coming out of that second turn. Remember, this is 6 laps. Colin Blackburn and Paul Whitelam Jr. looking for that inside line. Paul Whitelam forced to go wide. He's keeping the speed on. He's just on the dirt line on the outside of the racing line. Down the back straight he goes, and Paul Whitelam is setting a cracking pace. Well, you can see that Colin Blackburn is not letting him get away though, as those two come round off that bottom turn. Well, Paul Whitelam again is much wider than Colin Blackburn. Miles Simmons has not lost pace with him though, and there's problems for Colin Blackburn. Colin Blackburn puts his arm in the air. There's problems for him as he pulls out on that pit bend. It means now that it's Miles Simmons that's got to take up the chase and go after the flying Paul Whitelam. He's had big results last season. He started on a cracking run at the start of the 2008 season. Disappointment for Colin Blackburn as he now pushes his outfit back to the pits. But Paul Whitelam is still away from Miles Simmons. Mark Costa has been elevated up into third place, of course, and he's not lost pace with Miles Simmons yet, but Paul Whitelam absolutely flying on this Tunbridge circuit. I'm looking to see if the gap has closed, and at the moment the answer is no, it isn't, as Paul Whitelam pulls away again down that back straight. A long way round this Tunbridge track as they come into the last lap flag this time as they come by me. Paul Whitelam with just one more lap to go. Miles Simmons, Kevin Woodley looks over his shoulder. I think it looks as if we've got second place comfortably. I think he's going through the mind of Kevin Woodley. But as the checker flag is made ready, we watch Paul Whitelam and Anna Elliott win yet another event as they come off that top turn. They've absolutely flown this afternoon. Really unfortunate for Colin Blackburn. He did put up a good fight, but Paul Whitelam does it. Miles Simmons gets second and Mark Costa in third. Well, indeed, as the three outfits that finish come round to receive your applause. Another great win for outfit number 92, Paul Whitelam and Alan Elliott. The winning time, 2:15.31, 2:15.31. That averages 57.6, 57.6. 2:15.31, 57.6.
So again, Dirk Fabrique is the first to come into line in gate number 8. Jason Bunyan comes alongside him in 7. Glenn Phillips goes into 6. Dirk Fabrique on 8, Jason Bunyan on 7, Glenn Phillips on 6, Mitch Colvin is on 5. Then we've got a gap. We got Vince Kinchin and Richard Bowman right on the inside for this rerun. So no Richard Smith, no Tim Nose in this Lester Goodwin 500 solo memorial final. Everybody gets away. Glenn Phillips, I think, has made the start, but Dirt Fabrique making a big sweep round the outside. Mitch Coghlan gets the corner first, but Fabrique again round the outside. And who's that following round the outside? They go in the back straight for the first time. Bunyan is a rider that follows him, and Glenn Phillips dives through on the inside. Fabrique, they're through abreast going in to that pits corner. Something going to give on the exit from that pits corner. And it's Fabrique who leads in, then Phillips in second, Bunyan in third. Coghlan's in fourth place, tremendous race. For second and third, Bunyan's gone back round the edge of Phillips. Phillips again looking to get back through on the inside line. And while these two are scrapping it out for second and third, Fabrique is starting to get away at the front. Fabrique leads into that pits corner once again. Still Bunyan holds that second place. Phillips takes a much tighter on in third, but can't close the gap on Jason Bunyan. Fabrique leads him and Bunyan in second. It's Phillips in third, Coghlan's in four, Bowman is in five, Kinchin in six. That's the six. They go down the back straight once again. Then Fabrique still leads it, but the gap is starting to close slightly by Jason Bunyan. Glenn Phillips has still got Jason Bunyan in his sights now as they move on to complete. I think lap number 4 this time. Fabrique is still the leader then. From Bunyan in second, Phillips is definitely getting closer in third. Coghlan holds at 4, Bowman is in 5, Kinchin in 6. Down the back straight they go once again. Fabrique is starting to pull away the front. The main action is for second and third, and Phillips again close up on Bunyan on the entry to that pits corner. Fabrique still the race leader then. Bunyan in second, Phillips on the shoulder of Bunyan, and Phillips has gone round the outside of Bunyan to go through into second place. And the Masters champion sets about chasing Dirt Fabrique as they go down the back straight once again. Then Fabrique the leader from Phillips in second, Bunyan in third, Coghlan in 4, Bowman in 5, Kinch in 6. That's still the 6 as the last lap plan being made ready this time then for Dirt Fabrique, your race leader from Glenn Phillips, the reigning Masters champion in second. Tremendous ride by Jason Bunyan hanging on top. And Bowman's got through on the inside. Coghlan to go through the fourth place. He goes wide. Coghlan again trying to cut back for the inside run. This is where the main action is for fourth and fifth places as Dirt Fabrique comes in to win the A final, beaten all the afternoon. Dirt Fabrique. Second place goes to reigning Masters champion Glenn Phillips. Third place Richard Bowman. We've lost somebody on that last lap then. Jason Bunyan has gone on that last lap. He's down over on that pits corner, so the drama continues right up until the end with Jason Bunyan, who one time was second place, dropped back to third. He has gone down on that pits corner on lap 6 of race 45. So riders come round a lap of honour, so show your appreciation there. Glenn Phillips come round, Mitch Coghlan comes round, Vince Kinchin comes round, and looks Dirt Fabrique is taking the quick way back up to the pits entrance. So the result of race number 45, the 500 solo A final. A win for number 5, Dirk Fabrique. Second, number 1, Glenn Phillips. And third, number 29, who of course came through by winning the B final, Richard Bowman. Fourth, number 9, Mitch Coghlan. And fifth, number 8, Vince Kinchin. The time for 6 laps, 2 minutes 5.86, 2 minutes 5.86, 61.92 miles per hour. 61.92 miles per hour. Over for Jim for the final race of the day.
The 500cc sidecar final, and we watch to see as they come to the line, because, and I'll quickly check those first runners. And first to come to the line and take the gate position will be rider number 1, William Mathisen and Nathalie Mathisen. Second to the line on equal points, and obviously William and Nathalie must have won the toss of the coin, or however they decided it. It's our outfit number 10, Nick Radley and Abi Radley on the Jawa GM. They've taken what is effectively grid 4. Right on the outside is number 16, Shaun Harvey and Danny Hogg. So the top 3 point scorers who qualify for the final have and on the inside of them, we shouldn't forget the runners we've got on the inside. Simon Baird looks to have gone right on the inside. In fact, he's on second gate. Wilfried Dennie Detz is on gate 3. Well, all eyes, I'm sure, on these very quick outside gates. Who can get the drop into the first turn? The gates go up, we get underway, and William Matthijssen has made a good start, but making a better start is Nick Radley. Nick Radley's got to the front. William Matthijssen has tried to go through on the inside. We've got another crew going round the outside. I think that's Shaun Harvey as they go down the back straight, and those three getting away from the rest of the field. William Matthijssen goes through on the inside of Nick Radley. Nick Radley trying to fight back. There's a gap on the inside, you can see. But number 16, Shaun Harvey, has moved through, and Danny Hogg. They now get into second place as those three outfits are together going round that top corner. William Matthijssen trying to get away from those two, but they're not letting him go as they go down the back straight. Nick Radley and Abi Radley going the long way round. Shaun Harvey and Danny Hogg as those two battle out for second place, and not ignoring the battle, they're going after William Matthijssen. Outfit number 16, Shaun Harvey and Danny Hogg get to the front, but William Matthijssen fights back. You can see again he attacks around the outside, those two outfits together as they go down the back straight. It's absolutely wheel for wheel into that bottom pits turn. William Matthijssen and Nathalie Matthijssen being made to work every inch of the way for this big final. As you can see, they're battling with Shaun Harvey on the outside. Nick Radley has now got back involved again, and Nick Radley has moved up into second place. Nick and Abi Radley on the inside, Shaun Harvey on the outside. The two English crews battling with the Dutch crew of William Matthijssen and Nathalie Matthijssen. As they go down to that pit turn, you can see that we've lost one crew on the far side. And as they slow down with red flags being shown. Well, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, I will offer you a very big apology that the meeting has finished in this way, but obviously we want the best of attention over there to the fallen riders, and I know a lot of you have got long journeys to make. There is a noise restriction on this circuit in this area, so we do have to shut down. There will be no more racing on the track this afternoon. We will give the official result in a few moments. Obviously, the 500 Sidecar event has been won, and I think on a very emotional note, that's a very fitting result for William Matthijssen and Nathalie Matthijssen to take the win. The rest of the places we will sort out for you as soon as we possibly can, and I will say that we have those for you at the presentation. The meeting has been won by the Netherlands crew of William Matthijssen and Nathalie Matthijssen. They were leading the final after 3 laps. There has been an exclusion of outfit number 10, and it means the result of number 16, Shaun Harvey and Danny Hogg, go into second place, and number 17, Karl Keil and Jasmin Staudacher, go in third place. Fourth place finish there was number 8, Wilfried Dennie and Dennie Detz, and fifth place finisher there, number 4, our own Simon Baird and Mark Kearns. We want the top 3 up for the presentation as soon as physically possible. That's the top 3 in all 3 events, and we'll try and get the presentation going for you as soon as we possibly can. We'll start as we always do, with third place and finishing in third for the very first Lester Goodwin Memorial Trophy. Number 37 they rode, Mark Hundsrucker and Tristan Winterburn.
Thank you. There you go, but well done. Thank you.
So up into third place goes Mark Hundsrucker and Tristan Winterburn. Well, there was a little bit of controversy earlier on today when somebody had the starting tapes tucked underneath their front mudguard, but I'm not going to go into that at all. I wouldn't want to mention things like that, would I? Because they finished second overall, a terrific day's racing from Miles Simmons and Kevin Woodley.
You weren't rolling.
No, definitely not. Lovely, thank you very much. Lovely, thanks very much. Thanks.
Well done. Well written.
Thanks. Thank you very much. Cheers.
Well, Miles, I've got to ask you, obviously you had words over that one, but the tape's well and truly stuck underneath the mudguard.
Yeah, I think it was. Sometimes I am in the wrong, but I think I was in the right this time, but never mind, it's the setting, it's the way the day goes. But yeah, we had a good day and they've had a good meeting. Shame about a couple of accidents. But yeah, I think hopefully everybody's okay and brilliant day.
Oh, absolutely. Well done indeed. In second place this afternoon, Miles Simmons and Kevin Woodley. It means we just got that number 1 spot to fill and winning the trophy for the very first time. They're absolutely flying at the moment. Paul Whitelam and Alan Elliott.
Well done, Paul.
Thank you very much.
Well ridden.
Cheers. Thank you.
Nice run.
Well done.
Cheers. I knew he was going to do it. Well done.
Well, they pick up the trophies and they get the rosette. Don't rush away, Paul, because you know I'm going to have a word with you quickly. The fantastic garlands, and I've also got here an envelope that you might have read about in the press that Mick Letchford has offered a complete machine engine rebuild, so that one can go in the cup as well. Whether you take Mick up on that is another matter, but you know he's offering that he will take the engine away, completely rebuild it for you free of charge. Great day's racing.
Yeah, it was fantastic, yeah. It was getting very slick towards the end of the day, but yeah, it was really good.
Now I've got to say, obviously, I know I don't want to remind you in a way, but Colin pushed you very hard those first few laps.
Yeah, it's always a good race with Colin, so it's a shame he broke down. So
yeah, it is a shame. You're not going to run away, Alan. I want a quick word because you know this is a big track, and passengers have a lot of work to do, don't they?
They certainly do. It's very slick on the inside there, but keeping it around the wide lines has really helped. So yeah, it's good.
And he's certainly very quick at the moment, isn't he?
Definitely. He's on a mission.
Well, he's certainly on a mission. Well done indeed this afternoon as we let them get up onto that winner's rostrum and the final features attention. A very big round of applause for our Sidecar winners for Whitelam and Elliott. Nelson and Goodwin, Mark Hundsrucker and Justin Winterberg.
Yeah, go down there, mate. Well, hold on a minute. Go down there, sir. Go down there a minute. Yeah, no, yeah, you can have one. This way. Come over there a minute, sir. Come over this way. Let's come over there. This way. Thanks very much. Cheers. Well done, Paul.
Well done indeed, guys. An incredible entry, 1000cc Sidecars this afternoon, and three very worthy winners. We move to the 500 solo, and I think really all my mind could focus on with the 500 solos was the return of a few riders we saw from many years ago. What I've forgotten to do is take into consideration the riders that have travelled from Germany and from Holland. We of course had our own superstars that might freeway in the UK. It means that the 1, 2, 3 we've ended up with in the solo final was he rode 29 this afternoon, a fantastic ride, winning the big final, eventually coming through in third in the final, Roy Coghlan.
Well done, Mike. Thank you really well today. Thank you. Well done.
Fantastic ride, Robert, and indeed finishing in second place. He worked hard all afternoon. We wondered if he would be able to do it in the final. Second it is though for our very own Glenn Phillips. Let's go right, he's fighting his way through. After that very tiring walking lap, almost running.
Thank you. Cheers.
Well done, Glenn. I'll have a quick word, Glenn, because I think we had the crowd behind you when you decided to push round, but you realise that getting those extra points meant you're in the A final.
Yeah. Well, I didn't really have a clue, but I knew that two of them had broken down, so that was going to be a couple of extra points. And at the end of the day, it meant I got closer to the outside in that start.
Well, indeed, and a fantastic track and a lot of hard racing.
Yeah, it was. Like the track was good. They did their best with the dust, and I had a lot of problems all day, to be honest, with trying to get everything sorted ready for Marianski next weekend. And as you know, I've changed complete setups, and it's only my third meeting, so we've had a hard work, and all the guys working as well. So thanks to them.
Well, indeed, very best of luck for next weekend. But well done this afternoon for second place, Glenn Phillips. So as we get the rosettes down once again, it means that we've just got one more place to fill. That is the winner of the very first Lester Goodwin Memorial Trophy. The solo 500cc trophy goes to, from the Netherlands, Dirk van Rijk.
Well done, Dirk. Well done.
Well, Dirk, I know that your English is probably far better than my Dutch, as he walks straight past me. I haven't got a clue what I'm saying. Marvellous. Maybe it isn't. Well done indeed, Andrew Hopkins. So the winner is in third place, Robert Bourne from Germany. For England, Ben Phillips in second, and our overall winner, Barrie. Well, it means that we just have the 500cc sidecars to present, and I'm not sure whether we're going to get all of our prize winners up here on stage. But let's start with third place finishers, as we always do. This really was what started the meeting off. It was all about 500cc sidecar racing. A great ride. Terrific to see them back out on the circuits again, and fantastic to see them here at Tunbridge. They finished in third, Karl Keil and Jasmin Staudacher.
Thank you.
Hold it as it comes off.
Mm-hmm.
Hold it tight. Well done.
Thank you.
Well done, Karl and Jasmin. As I mentioned a moment ago, I'm not sure whether we've got any of the crews here from outfit number 16, but they finished in second place, Shaun Harvey and Danny Hogg.
Hold that ball. Hold that one on.
He broke his wrist.
How was it?
He broke his wrist.
Oh,
Cheers, mate.
all right.
Yeah, thanks for watching.
Well, indeed, I think I can state the obvious and say that we've got 50% of the crew up on stage. So, Danny, I'm going to ask you for a quick word. That was quite a heavy tumble down that back straight.
I don't remember a thing about it. I can remember going into the corner, and as we come out, I don't know what happened. I don't know if we got touched or we hit a rut, or I really haven't got a clue. All I remember is turning upside down, looking a load of bright yellow. Saying, what's your name?
Yes, indeed. Somebody asked me what the name is, but is there any news on Shaun?
As far as I know, I think Shaun broke his wrist at the moment. They're taking him to Maidstone, and that's as far as we know.
Well, indeed. Well done for coming up for the presentation. Well done indeed for second place overall, Shaun Harvey and Danny Hogg. Well, when it was first talked about of whether they were going to run this meeting, how they were going to run it, why they were going to run it, who they were going to invite, of course there was one name that had to be invited, a close working relationship for many, many years from the family of Mathissens and indeed the family of the Goodwins. Number one they rode this afternoon, number one they finished. The winners of the Lester Goodwin Memorial Trophy is William Mathijssen and Nathalie Mathijssen.
Well done, Willie. Thank you. Well done, Willie.
Thank you very much.
Oh, William, you're not going to rush off the same as my solo man did and leave me with Nathalie?
That's it.
Yeah, they're going to. Oh, look, see, they all talk the same language. Next time you come over, bring one of your commentators.
Hey, down there.
Well, indeed, we've got all three crews up on the stage. Let's give them the biggest round of applause for the fantastic sidecar racing this afternoon. In third place, Karl Keil and Jasmin Staudacher. In second, Shaun Harvey and Danny Hogg. Our overall winners, William Mathijssen and Nathalie Mathijssen. That's about it, guys. And we've got the photographs taken. Thank you very much indeed. Do any of you guys want to say anything?
No, I mean, it's slightly different for me today. I'm not used to, it's been a long time since I've been to a Grasstrack meeting and actually watched it. And unfortunately there was a few accidents today which prolonged the finish of the meeting, and unfortunately a few people left, but I think there's some very good racing today, and I think the track staff worked very well to keep the dust down as much as they could. Apart from that, I think it was a very enjoyable day.
Oh, I absolutely agree with Marty. Thanks very much indeed for those words. I think a fantastic day's racing. Indeed, perhaps a fixture for the future. For those of you that have stayed for the presentations, I thank you very much indeed. I hope you've enjoyed your day's racing. I know we're going to see you at Grasstrack sometime soon. We apologise again on behalf of the club for the delays, but I'm sure you all understand the reasons why. Have a very safe... Oh, they get underway. Colin that morning made a terrific start. Gary Jackson's off well from the inside, but it is Colin that gets into that first turn. Rob Wilson now through into third place. Closes right up on the back wheel of Gary Jackson in that top turn. Mark Cosser's not giving an inch though, he's staying with him. And Mark Cosser comes out very wide. Gary Jackson pushing Colin Blackburn hard. A terrific sidecar race this one as they, four of them close up in the pit bend. Gary Jackson tries to go wide and he's gone for that outside line round this top turn. Mark Cosser will see what's happening. He's kept it tight on the inside. He knows that Colin Blackburn will try and keep Gary out wide. He knows there's a gap on the inside and he's staying with it. Rob Wilson losing contention on those three at the moment, with a great battle going on for first, second and third, and the three of them almost together in that top turn. Colin Blackburn holding a brilliant turn as he comes towards the checker flag. Gary Jackson has changed. Quickly changed lines and tried to get through on the inside. So we'll be looking for Colin to drift wide on the exit of the bend and try and find a way through on the inside. That's exactly what he's doing. He comes to the line, it's going to be close. Colin gets it. Gary Jackson in second, Mark Cosser in third. And right on the inside, I think it's Roy Spreadbury that's got to the front. Rob and Gareth Winterburn close with them though as they go up that back straight. Richard Thomas is up in, he's now fourth place, but he's close for third. Gets third as he goes into that top turn. And it's going to be a win for outfit number 48. That's Rob and Gareth Winterburn, but no it isn't. Well indeed, I thought they hesitated in the middle of that bend. You could see that they slowed dramatically as they come over the finishing line.
Smith making a cracking start, Dirk Fabrique making the move round the outside. Smith gets the corner first, Fabrique going round the outside line. Glenn Phillips has made the best of starts. He's ducked through into that third place position. Fabrique gets round the edge of Smith to lead into the pits corner. Smith comes again back up the inside. Somebody on the shoulder of Thomas Cooper. They go down the back straight for the first. Quite a bit of changing and passing and repassing. Forward abreast going down the back straight for the first time. They bunch up going into that pits corner. Pick the leader as they come into view for the first time. Five abreast going into that pits corner. And as they come by it the first time, somebody's taking it really wide. It is Sean Tacey leads from Jason Bunyan there in second place. As Sean Tacey got bright from, he's looking down at the front, and that's now Jason Bunyan to go through on the inside. Tacey again trying to get back round the outside. He's got the power going again. He's back up to Bunyan now as they move it on to Coghlan. Bunyan leads up in Tacey in second place.
As they get underway. Oh, the Titans have made a very good start on the inside when there's all sorts of problems on that first turn. From the inside it's Wilfried Dennie Detz that gets to the front, or is it? I can see coming round the outside of him is Nick Radley and Abi Radley. They've got to the front as they go down the back straight. Richard Thomas on the inside gets shut out going into that first turn. It looks to me like Colin Blackburn has got away, but Paul Whitelam is on the outside of him. All sorts of problems for Richard Thomas in that third place coming out of that first bend. But all eyes, I'm sure, on the first two that have got into that second bend as Colin Blackburn leads from Paul Whitelam in second. Paul Whitelam looking for the inside and Paul Whitelam goes through. Terrific speed from Paul Whitelam off that top turn as he comes. They really sort themselves out going into this top turn for the second corner. You can see that 80 Will Often is in there in the inside. It's all getting very, very close. Ray Westbrook has gone very, very wide. Comes off that bottom bend. Andy Gribbles tried the outside line. It's a quick line. You can see that it's going to be close to the line. Oh, off that top bend. I'm watching what's happening in that third and fourth place because Rob Wilson has got away, unaware of the action that's going on behind him. Paul Johnson trying to find a way through to get into second. Mark Cosser desperately trying to get that third place from him. And Mark Cosser has stayed wide on that bottom turn. The both of them go after John Hiscott. We've got three outfits together in that top turn. Mark Cosser's gone the long way round. May have made the best of it. He has indeed made the best of it.
Away they go. And Glenn Phillips made a cracking start. Tim Nose has made the best of start. Mitch Colvin in the thick of the action. Charlie Saunders making the big burst round the outside of that top corner. They go in the back straight for the first time. It's Glenn Phillips who leads from Charlie Saunders in second. Mitch Colvin in third. Tim Nose back in fourth place and making a big move. But Tim Nose drops it on the entry. Somebody's laid the bike down. Two runners go down in that top corner. We may well have red flags out. As Glenn Phillips leads into that top corner, red flags around. And Vincent getting up too far from the outside. Jason Bunyan going with him. Sean Tacey's in third place. Bowman has gone through into that third place as Bunyan Lee's going in the top corner for the first time. Vince Kinchin making a move around the outside of Bunyan Lee's going in the pits corner.
William Mathijssen, gate 3 as they get underway. It is Nick Radley that's made the best of it as they go into that first turn. Oh, William Matthijssen is caught up in the crowds back in third and fourth place, but as they break going down that back straight, you can see that Nick Radley gets away. Matthijssen now moves through on the inside though, gets himself up into second place. Oh, he closes right up and Scott Dunn has to move over because coming through is Shaun Harvey and Danny Hogg. And at the moment, Gary Jackson has missed the start completely, so this one could be interesting. Well, he sits at the back as we watch them go up that back straight. Oh, it's all getting very, very close as they sort themselves out coming down past me. Gary Jackson and is just pushing to try and get through. Ryan Partridge is sitting in third. Roy Spreadbury loses the drive coming out of that bend. You can see the advantage it gave Gary Jackson. He's got very close to him. He'll drive on into this top turn, but Roy Spreadbury tries to close the door and does so successfully. As he comes off that top turn, down past us again, he loses the drive. This is where he might make a challenge, and through on the inside he goes. Has he got the edge going into that pit turn? He's forced Roy Spreadbury to stay wide.
Tremendous effort to pick up 6th place in race number 25. Start Charlie Saunders, it's a rider that goes in. Vince Kinchy making a move round the outside. Sonny makes a big move right round the outside to come alongside, didn't it? Tim no.
And they indeed break going into that first turn. There's 3 outfits together as they go into that first turn. I can see that on the inside Shaun Harvey didn't get the best of lines around that first turn, but he's got Simon Baird to deal with him in front of him at the moment. And while those two are scrapping, you can see that William and Nathalie Mathison have got away.
Away goes Thomas Cooper making a good start, as does Charlie Summers. Robert Bowen in the active Robert. Thomas Cooper gets the corner first. Charlie Summers making a big move round the outside. The lead going down the back straight on that. And one Bowen has cut through on the inside to go through into second place. The winner goes straight through to the 8th final. Charlie Summers wide. Bowman comes for the inside. Who's going to snatch it? And Bowman, I think, has just caught Charlie Saunders on the line. Dan Gifford gets the third.
The 6th lap final for the 1000cc Sidecars is over 6 laps. They get underway cleanly. As they go into that first turn, Colin Blackburn has done it from the outside. Colin Blackburn's gone all the way across. Paul Whitelum is almost locking it sideways in that first turn. Gary Jackson's in problems.
On the inside of Glenn Phillips gets away, Dirk Fabry goes round the edge of Glenn Phillips with Vince Kinchley. Oh, we've got 2 riders down up on the top corner.
The pace go up, we get underway as we go into that first turn. You can see that Miles Simmons has gone sideways off that gate. He started in the 2nd place. I'm seeing Colin Blackburn go right the way around the outside. Paul Whitelum responds to him, and Paul Whitelum just nails it in front as he goes down that back straight. He eases his way through. Colin Blackburn staying with him though, and Colin Blackburn is tied on the inside. He's looking for a gap coming out of that 2nd turn, and there's problems for Colin Blackburn. Colin Blackburn puts his arm in the air. There's problems for him as he pulls out on that pit bend. They've absolutely flown this afternoon. Really unfortunate for Colin Blackburn. He did put up a good fight, but Paul Whitelum does it.
500 Memorial final. Everybody gets away. Glenn Phillips, I think, has made the start, but Dirk Fabry making a big sweep round the outside. Mitch Godden gets the corner first, but Fabry again round the outside. And who's that following round the outside? They go down the back straight for the first time. Bunyan is a rider that follows him, and Glenn Phillips dives through on the inside. Fabry through abreast coming in to that pitch corner. Something going to give on the exit from that pitch corner. And it's Fabry releasing them. Glenn Phillips in 2nd, Bunyan in 3rd. Godden's in 4th place. Tremendous race. 4th, 2nd and 3rd. Bunyan's gone back round the edge of Phillips. As Dirk Fabry comes in to win the 8th final beaten all the afternoon. Dirk Fabry.
The pace go up, we get underway, and William Mathison has made a good start, but making a better start is Nick Radley. Nick Radley's got to the front. William Mathison has tried to go through on the inside. We've got another crew going round the outside. I think that's Shaun Harvey as they go down the back straight, and those 3 getting away from the rest of the field. William Mathison goes through on the inside of Nick Radley. Nick Radley trying to fight back. There's a gap on the inside. You can see that number 16, Shaun Harvey, has moved through, and Danny Hogg. They now get into 2nd place as those 3 outfits are together going round that top corner. William Mathison trying to get away from those 2, but they're not letting him go as they go down the back straight. Nick Radley and Abi Radley going the long way round. Shaun Harvey and Danny Hogg as those 2 battle out for 2nd place, and not ignoring the fact that they're going after William Mathison. Outfit number 16, Shaun Harvey and Danny Hogg get to the front, but William Mathison fights back. You can see again he attacks around the outside. Those 2 outfits together as they go down the back straight. It's absolutely wheel for wheel into that bottom pit's turn. William Mathison and Nathalie Mathison being made to work every inch of the way for this big final. As you can see, they're battling with Shaun Harvey on the outside. Nick Radley has now got back involved again, and Nick Radley has moved up into 2nd place. Nick and Abi Radley on the inside, Shaun Harvey on the outside. The 2 English crews battling with the Dutch crew of William Mathison and Nathalie Mathison. As they go down to that pit turn, you can see that we've lost 1 crew on the far side. A very big round of applause for our Sidecar winners, Paul Whitelum Well done indeed, then, to our three solo winners. In third place, Robert Gorman from Germany. For England, Ben Phillips in second. And our overall winner, Lex Family. Well, indeed, we've got all three crews up on the stage. Let's give them the biggest round of applause. The fantastic Sidecar racing this afternoon. In third place, Karl Keil and Jasmin Staudacher. In second, Shaun Harvey and Danny Hogg. Our overall winners, William Mathijssen and Nathalie Mathijssen.